Yes, so right at centre-half forward, obviously under the pump, we'll give Hill a chop out at stages in the ruck. He starts at centre-half forward.
Welsh, the defensive forward tagger on Scarlett. Here's Rob Waters on Grandstand AFL, the Bombers and the Cats.
Yeah, well, it's a big one on a Saturday night. Have Essendon got something special in them tonight? Try and win their first game in 6 weeks, and just how pumped up will these Cats be as they go against their old coach Mark Thompson for the first time? Have a rebounds in the middle. Two good ones in there, Ottens and also Hill. There's a huge pack of players scrambling for the footy. Hockey just barrels his way out of there, but the ball didn't come out. And for the third time, we'll have a bounce.
Hurley's playing full-back on Podsiadly and Fletcher's on Vardy.
Alwyn Davey at Ryder's feet at half forward. So lovely bounce. Ottens wins that one decisively. But again, the tackling is very pure, and we haven't progressed out of the centre square in 4 attempts. You have a go, Dan.
So a scrambly start. Umpires Kennedy, Margetts and Jennings. Hayden Kennedy approaching 500 games. Ling a chance here. Overrun by Melksham of the Bombers. Howlett lays the tackle on the opposite number 40, Wojcinski for the Cats. And there'll be a ball up inside the centre square.
It's a good start for Essendon. They don't want the ball getting out early. They've been really physical in the first minute or two here around the stoppages. And Geelong have been also. Full credit to both teams. They've been very physical early in the game.
Ottens beats Hill. Ling can't take it. Ottens hands and knees. Free kick. Ling was tackled and not in possession. And the inspirational skipper with the footy. Kicks towards half forward. Drops a bit short. Mark dropped by Hardingham. And it's scooped up at the deck by Steve Johnson. A hand pass to Enright. Kicks to Brown. A fingertip. Couldn't take it. Christensen charges into the contest. Kicks a brilliant goal from the pocket. What a start by Alan Christensen. It took all of 2 minutes. They're one straight 6. Essendon a goal.
Yeah, good start to the game. Not clean, but as Knight said, very physical, very in tight at the moment. What a great piece of play. That's just genuine confidence from a young bloke early on in his career. To go with the footy, think ahead, knew what he had to do, had the blind turn in mind, went in, picked the footy up and was out of it just as quick, and it was a really, really good finish. A couple of the stoppages have noticed that Essendon are trying to get that third man up. Surprising early, because you'd think Hill would be able to match Hottens, but the Essendon players definitely trying to come over the top of the contest, be the third man up, try and get an advantage around the clearances.
He has a ton of skill and composure, young Christensen. That was a special piece of footy. So Ottens went too early and then reached over the top of the field, but it comes to Collier and the Bombers are into attack for the first time, but Taylor is back there just peeling off and in the end takes a really easy mark. Heads up to the wing and a contest. Bartel knocked away from the footy illegally, and well, I thought initially the umpire was going to play advantage, but he eventually gets it back to Bartel. So long kick to half forward. Podsiadly's the target. Can't take the mark. Here the Cats again. Is that Christensen once more for his second? This one's out to the right. So Christensen had 2 possessions and 2 shots at goal, and the Cats are 1-1-7.
Had a terrific match last week, and Fletcher to inbound equals Chris Grant's number of games tonight, 341, equal 12th in the competition for games played. Kicks down the middle, not a great kick. Ottens marks unopposed. Where was Hill? Quick give to Enright in short. Saw one-way traffic at the moment, marking on his chest. Steve Johnson at centre half forward, kicking towards the Lloyd end.
Yeah, very costly, those direct turnovers, because your side's expecting to have the footy, they're running forward, and then when the opposition takes easy control like that, it's always easy to hit up a target.
Johnson, 48 metres out, lets it rip, but he misses to the left-hand side. It's a behind. It's Geelong 1-1-1-2-8. Essendon yet to score.
Fletcher short to Michael Hurley in the back pocket, but the Geelong press is very, very quickly into action, and so that forced Hurley into a hurried decision out wide to Ryder, who had 3 or 4 to beat. In the end, it's been forced over the line, and that's not a bad result for Essendon there.
Geelong do a great job of manning the mark to the corridor side, knowing that they've got an extra down the line, so they're virtually covering the both angles.
So it makes it a really difficult choice for the opposition player who's got the footy. Tap comes to Prismal. Here's He's wrapped up. Ball in dispute on the wing. Howlett's well tackled there by Ling. He can't break free, and just in the opening 5 minutes of this game, it's already going to be a pretty tough night for the Bombers, the way Geelong is set up. Not giving them an inch at the moment.
Just suffocating them. On the outer wing, Otten's the tap. Melksham attacks it, then soccers it away from congestion. Taken by McVeigh, plays on quickly on the left, kicks towards half forward. Knocked away by Cremery, makes a good contest opposed to Taylor, then skids in. On the dockside wing, taken by Fletcher. Handballs to Stanton, kicks clear of the traffic, did well. Finds Jeddah. Attacking side of the wing, squares it up. And marking inside the centre square is the former cap Prismal. Kicks towards full forward, looking for Ryder! Did he hang on to that? Oh, he's been paid it. I don't think he hung on to it long enough, but they've paid it. And that, hopefully, as far as Essendon is concerned, will give Paddy Ryder some confidence.
Great kick from Leroy Jeddah. Took a mark out wide, sent it up in the middle. It was courageous. Had to hit his teammate, but once he did, it just opened up the Essendon forward line.
Right forward pocket. He's kicked 17 goals this year, Ryder. And he's heading to the Fletcher end. Or, as is more commonly known, the Lockett end of the ground. 40 out, and Paddy Ryder hits the post. The inside of it, the left-hand one. And the Bombers are one behind. Geelong 1-2-8 on Grandstand AFL.
So the kick is very quickly in for the Cats. Lonergan has it now. He's a little unsure. Oh, he shanked the kick, but fortunately it rebounded straight to Wajinski, who got out of a tight spot with some good evasive stuff. Got it to Hunt, whose kick out wide wasn't good though. And Hibberd marks for the Dons, short to Leroy Jeddah, who's on song early. Gets his confidence up. He can be a really damaging player, Leroy Jeddah. 55 from home, probably just beyond his range. He's trying to thread it through. That's an interesting kick towards Prismal. Knocked away from him there by Menzel. Now the fight's on for the footy across Essendon's half-forward line, and they're getting a free kick. Hand pass comes to Monfries. Like to see him getting going tonight. His kick is no good. McNackey gets there first on the bouncing ball. Comes to Podsiadly. He's lost it. Pears has it now. Does a 360. Then he's got Heppel forward to the centre. His short pass is good.
Bit happening behind the play too, Rob.
Heppel kicks towards Ryder. Didn't get that far. The Cats had a heap of numbers back, and now they can race it out with Wajinski. Quick little bounce, and then a hand pass. Lonergan releasing kick to the wing. Johnson went early and somehow emerges with the footy. Can he link up with Ling? He does. Ling gets there on the bounce, hacks away to half forward. Hurley with it all to do now, and Fletcher's there to lend the hand. The old fella heads for the boundary line, dribbling ball towards the line, and Menzel keeps it in. Really good play here. Short pass to Stevie J, who marks 25 out straight in front. Didn't they work that well?
The great part about it was Menzel and Motlop playing like two wily veterans on the boundary line. Menzel tapped it back inside to Motlop. Motlop kicked a beautiful 25-metre pass to Stevie Johnson in the central part of the ground. And two young players playing like veterans.
Stephen Johnson, second shot at goal tonight. He's missed both. That one hits the woodwork. So Geelong letting the Bombers off the hook here now. 1-3-9. All of them could have been goals. The Dons are behind.
Monfries takes it inside the boundary on the bounce, and then he's taken over the boundary by Christensen, and he's penalised for being in possession. And Alan Christensen playing like a man possessed. Hard on the boundary. Pokes towards full forward. Fletcher tried to tunnel his opponent, but that's gone through. It has. Fletcher tried to tunnel his opponent, didn't get a hand on it, spilled to the back and rolled home at the Lloyd end. And a good start by the Cats, and Alan Christensen having a blinder with 2 goals. 2-3-15. Essendon one behind on Grandstand AFL at the 9-minute mark.
It was a pass by Christensen to Menzel about 10 metres out in the pocket. It cleared Menzel, it cleared Fletcher, and then the Essendon defenders weren't awake on the line, and the ball just dribbled through for the easiest of goals. Something that could have been avoided. Hurley was right there, wasn't desperate enough on the line to get a finger on it.
Touch and go as to whether there was a fingernail on that from either Fletcher or the Geelong player.
Fletcher claimed that he did touch it.
He went a bit late though with the claim. I think he went when he realised the ball was bouncing through. It wasn't a convincing one. Next break in play. Anything in that little melee before, that little to worry the match review panel?
Oh, a bit of jumper punching. Manly in love with that.
Okay, so it's the Cats with the footy now. Enright gets it to Stokes. He's got a loose player forward of the centre. It's Menzel. He takes it athletically, spins around, heads towards Stevie Johnson. He couldn't take the mark. Shocking hand pass. Certain Geelong goal to Vardy. Oh, that was a bad error in defence, and didn't the big fella do really well there? He snapped their third. They're 3-3-21. The Bombers are behind.
You called it about 6 minutes ago, Rob, that there was worrying signs already for the Bombers. Now it's happening on the scoreboard as well. Hardingham then, just a really, really poor handball. Defence, you just don't cough it up. You just do not cough it up that easily. If you do not have a direct hit up, especially a handball like that, it's got to hit a teammate. It didn't. And Big Vardy, it's all 6'6" of him, big agile fella. Just put it on the right boot, snapped it across his body. He can seriously play, this kid.
And who was doing the jumper punching?
McVeigh and Podsiadly were the instigators. They were into it reasonably solid, and you can imagine that McVeigh was always trying to get a couple in.
Michael Hurley was involved too, but not as strongly as McVeigh or Podsiadly. As Ryder climbs in down to Hooker, a hand pass to Howlett, and now to Heppel, threading one over the top to Prismal. And on the dock side, his foot pass finds Davey. Poaching half forward in short now to Jeddah. Had it fisted away late by Wojcinski. Couldn't quite control it. And out of bounds between wing and half forward.
I wonder if there's an Essendon set play when Geelong sort of try and block in the numbers on one side. You go into the middle. Melksham was on. He's disappointed that David didn't hit him.
Boundary throw and Ryder climbs in. Good roving by Melksham, hitting the ball at full speed. And then he finds Zaharakis, who's got a player on his own. Heppel takes the mark. The youngster strolls in from 30 and he goes. Bombers get there first. Well played, Dyson Heppel. They're 1-1-7. Geelong 3-3-21. 12 gone on Grandstand AFL.
Yeah, Robin, there was a couple of kicks from Leroy Jeddah early. One hit, one miss. They're definitely trying to bring it into the corridor and go around the Geelong numbers. The footy's out on a wing. Geelong can get all their numbers between the footy and the goals. If they can go out wide, we saw it earlier where they opened up the forward line and kicked a rider. And on that occasion, Dyson Heppel was uncontested inside 50. Talked about Vardy being able to play. Dyson Heppel, good young kid coming through.
He can play.
Yeah.
So that was an important goal, wasn't it?
He's got great composure, young Heppel, for a first-year player. Actually got a handball in the centre square just at the start of that passage of play, and he just had time and awareness.
Looks very, very comfortable out there for a player in his first year. So 21 plays 7. It's an important goal. Riders in the ruck now for the Bombers, and they might go forward courtesy of Melksham, but his kick was smothered. So the Cats kick it to Podsiadly. Deft little touch from Podsiadly. Can it set for his teammate here? It may just do that. And Stokes is wheeling around. Bad hand pass and a bad choice. Looking for Menzel. Fletcher was there. Menzel goes again. Really determined stuff. Kicks it in towards full forward. Ottens dives on it. Cat's still alive. Chappie's got it. Can he squeeze a pass? He does to the goal square. Podsiadly couldn't take the mark. Thumped away from him. Ball's still alive for the Cats. They work really hard for it. Menzel involved. Stevie J's there. Essendon under siege. They might work it out. Quick kick comes to Hocking. Hocking over the top to Reamers. They're out the Dons. Well played. Really stood up tall there. Heppel's now got it on the wing. He slows it down. And Hocking was running for him. He'll wait for the troops to arrive. He's on the boundary though. Brings it inboard quickly and aggressively. Leroy Jeddah's got it. He works the switch. That's a lovely kick. And a terrific mark has been taken here. And it's my man Melksham. Short pass to Fletcher. And he takes the mark. Geelong player late on the scene, may have been worth consideration for a 50. Nothing doing, so he kicks towards Ryder, who marks 60 from home. Good little passage that from Essendon. They were really under the pump then and they fought on really well. Ryder gets himself into a bit of a hole. He's got to go back to Melksham, who's got it now. Tries to find a way through the numbers to Cramery. Here's Monfries. He's got the footy. Will he go for goal? Oh, wonderful kick. Brilliant effort from Angus Monfries. Had a decision on the boundary. Do I square it off or go myself? He went and he threaded the needle. And 2 in a row for the Dons. They're 2-1-13. The Cats 3-3-21.
It was a big win for the Bombers down in Geelong's forward line about a minute ago. There was all sorts of pressure. They eventually got it out to Hocking and Reamers and got it forward. And it was a magnificent goal by Monfries under all sorts of pressure. Banana, 35 metres out, a superb goal.
I don't know how much footy of Monfries you've seen, Rob, but do you really reckon he had 2 options then? It wasn't coming in board.
No, that's true. It was never coming in board, was it? I was being ultra generous because I whacked him pre-match.
It wasn't going to the top of the square.
No.
He got one back on him. Well
Good luck
played.
to him, he's kicked it.
Yeah, it was a great goal. Gee, didn't they just absorb the pressure? It was great to watch inside their defensive 50, the Dons. Standing up well here after conceding the first 3. It could have been blown away, but they've got the next 2. So they're really putting a good effort in as there was a stoppage from the first bounce as Howlett was driven into the turf. Another bounce. Hill up. Otten's Otten's got the tap in the end. A socket kick towards half forward end, right, flat bats it away, but it's all Essendon on the dock side. Pouncing Melsham, handballs to Davey, inside ball to Howlett, now to Jetta on the lead, well played. And Jetta's got a player running for him wide, and it's Stanton, he's got another one, if he can get over the top he can't. Kick was smothered, but he gets it on the rebound, and he may have made amends, not enough, misses to the right hand side, 30 out, kicking off the edge of the boot. Got a bit too excited then, Brent Stanton. Essendon 2-2-14, Geelong 3-3-21 at the 16-minute mark.
Well, Jetta should have kicked the goal.
Yes, Rob. It all started there. I mean, Stanton did make a mistake, but Jetta should have had a shot for goal.
So don't upset Oz tonight. He's on his game. He's on top of everyone. Commentators, footballers, coaches. It's made quite a broadcast. Chapman's got it on the wing. She's short pass to Duncan's good. He just worked his way to the front and took the footy. He's got Brown on the boundary line. Wasn't a good kick, and then the bounce favoured Brown, but then he had his problems, and Hurley mops up close to the boundary line. Can Essendon work it out from defence once more? Chapman's across, takes it away, gets it to Ling. Ling kicks to half forward, and Johnson marks. 1, 2, 3, yes. He's marked inside 50, and he can go back and kick a goal. He wants to pass it off, though. Just called the player up. It was Stokes. He had to go aerial there. It was knocked away from him by Hibberd. Essendon have the footy at half back. Some fancy footwork from Prismal. And then from Hibberd. Hand pass is okay to Hocking. Rides a bump. Works inside. Good stuff from Essendon. Prismal's confronted. Forced to hand pass it away. Now the fight's on in the middle. They dive in. This is really good stuff at the Docklands. 21-14. The Bombers get a free kick. They're having a dip tonight.
Handballs to McVeigh. And on the lead, the mark is taken by the defensive forward, Andrew Welsh. Left half forward, 55 from goal.
Hill's on in the pocket matched up with Ling. He's just got to get it in there to him.
Is this a good move, Matthew? Welsh on Scarlett?
Oh, I think it's a really positive move.
He hoists it long to the goal square at the Fletcher end. It dropped short. Oh, the mark was dropped down there by Taylor of Essendon, of Geelong. Thought he had that unopposed. It's close to the boundary line. Taylor picks it up and on his non-preferred right. Under duress he marks, but kicks it straight to Monfries at left half forward for the Dons. He squares it up, goes backwards slightly to Fletcher. Pops the kick into the middle over the circles. He's issuing instructions to his mate Pears. Kicks to half forward. It's a good kick by Tate Pears. Taken by Stanton. Quick give now to Prismal. Prismal kicks low inside 50. Cramery up, can't mark it. At the full, Davey outside the goal square. Welch is there and snaps. Kicks a great goal, Andrew Welch. 18 gone in the opening term on Grandstand AFL, and the Bombers, after conceding the first 3, have kicked the next 3, and they're up and about. I better mend the bridges. 3-2-20 the Bombers, Geelong 3-3-21.
Yeah, the intensity's good. You know, I thought I had a gut feel before the game the intensity would be good. What they are doing well, they're flipping the ball around, they're changing the angle of their offence, they're not kicking straight down the line as they have the last 6 or 8 weeks. So they're making the Geelong defenders honest, and if they can win enough of the ball, it's a recipe that's working. The challenge is to keep winning enough ball to put the Geelong defence under some heat.
Yeah, looked awfully bad after Geelong kicked the first 3 and could have had a couple more, but Essendon have been inspired ever since, and they'll go forward again. Hocking Off to Heppel, who kicks to half forward. Wasn't a great choice because he went to a heap of Geelong numbers, and one of those was Wojcinski, who got there just in the nick of time. He gets it back from Kelly and then kicks to the wing. Pears couldn't mark it, but Hibbert's there, working really well in traffic there. Hibbert got it to Prismal, who gets rid of Chapman. Well played, Prismal. I reckon he would have enjoyed that. Kicks to half forward. There's not much there. Is that Welsh charging out? He did particularly well there. Cramery dives in. Welsh goes again. It's flipped out into Monfrey. Not sure that was legal. It'll do the job though. Jetta to Welsh. Welsh to Davey. Davey goes hard at it. Perhaps not hard enough. Now the ball's in dispute. The Cats know they've got a game in their hands tonight. And the Dons forwards keep it in. There'll be a bounce across half forward. Bit of to and fro. Bit of push and shove. Good stuff on a Saturday night.
I know Prismal asked to be traded from Geelong, but he's proving a point tonight. 7 possessions already for the Dons. As the ball is smothered, a couple of players had their kick smothered in that contest after the ball up. Right on Essendon's attacking 50, and the umpire's going to pluck out holding the ball against the last man on the bottom of the pack in an unlucky Mark McVeigh for mine. So many players around him. Couldn't get rid of that, I didn't think. Free kick to Vardy, hand pass to Chapman, kicks to centre half back, and Steve Johnson marks, runs away from Davey far too easily, then kicks to the city wing. Pears is there, bounces in front of Menzel, tackled by Stanton, lost control of it, picked up by Pears, charges through the wing on the outer side for the Dons, kicks to centre half forward, no mark taken by Cramery, ball hits the ground, good roving Davey, handballs to Heppel who's been lively, kicks inside 50, Monfrey's on his own, marks 30 metres out. Slight angle, left of centre to the Fletcher end. Incredibly, he can put the Dons in front.
We've got a couple of areas where they're just slicing Geelong open. They're just able to get that extra, whether it's through the middle or inside 50, just really breaking down the Geelong press at the moment. The last 10 minutes, they've been well and truly on top of the game.
So Angus Monfries, 1 goal tonight, 19 for the season. He stabs at this, but he stabs accurately. The Dons are in front. 22 gone in the opening quarter with Dan Lonigan, Rob Waters, Matthew Knights and Ossie Jones. Bombers at 4-2-26. The Cats at 3-3-21.
Yeah, a couple of things have really worked for us. And see, Andrew Welsh has kicked the goal on Scarlett. Monfries has kicked a couple of goals playing midfield/forward. And Melstrom's stoppage work early has been sensational. For a young player, he played more in the midfield in the centre bounce early. He's now playing on the wing on Bartel. But those 3 players are having an impact early.
What about this? 4 in a row to Essendon. Monfries has 2. And they've thrown out the script tonight. It's really excellent to see Essendon back in this vein of form. They've got injuries and a heap of players out. And they look at the level tonight. Long way to go, of course. Ryder just leaps up and decisively wins it, but Chapman emerges with the footy, hooks it around the corner. Podsiadly is there. Fletcher knocks it away from him, then gets the left mid up and knocks it towards the boundary line. Brown hooks it back. It was a good crick, but it couldn't have been marked on that occasion. So now the kick comes across the ground to Essendon Prismal. He's got it at half back, needs to get rid of Duncan, which he did. Got it to Heppel. He's tackled. Geelong's still alive. Motlop working really hard there for the Cats, close to the boundary line, and the ball has been taken over the line for a throw-in. Essendon holding up when they're up against it. 4-2-26 Essendon, Geelong 3-3-21. Boundary throw-in, Ryder and also Vardy. Should work there for Heppel. Back to Ryder, who's been better tonight. Short kick from Hardingham, who's had a couple of iffy moments tonight. That wasn't good. Bartel's got it. 30 out. He's such a beautiful user. Oh, that was well knocked away by Hardingham. He really made amends then. Does he give it away? He does. Kicked it straight to Bartel, who's marked right on the 50. And we know what a beautiful kick of the footy he is. He goes for the barrel. Interesting choice. Thought he had that in him. It lands short in the goal square. It's kept alive. Can Essendon force it through? Not yet. Oh, they wanted to. Now they might run it out. Hardingham's got it again. To Howlett. Crunched by Stevie J. The ball's gone over the line. And Stevie J looks pretty satisfied with his work there. Howlett's up. He'll live to fight another day.
He's a tough kid, Howlett.
He'll
get
up.
Kid. He felt that from Stevie J. But I tell you what, he'll keep going, the young man from the West.
Boundary thrown, Ryder, another young man from the West, taps it down. They clear it, the Bombers. Howlett, but he was dragged down on the kick and it falls in the lap of Bartel at right half forward. He chips in short. It's a little bit too long for Duncan. It's at the back of the pack. Pottiadley there. Chapman lays the tackle just outside the goal square at the Lloyd end, or the Coventry end as it's normally known, and it'll be bounced. 25 gone in the opening term. It's the Bombers. Bit of a shock here. 4-2-26 after Geelong kicked the first three. The Cats at 3-3-21. But Geelong deep into attack. Vardy the tap, but straight down to Hardingham has been good early on. Back in the side tonight. Another player from the Western in this Essendon team. Kicks towards the halfback flank on the outer side. Davey didn't take it cleanly. Geelong with numbers. Scarlett well tackled by Monfries. Coughs it up. Falls to Davey. Explodes on the wing. Feeds a hand pass over the top. Taken by Crameri, but he mishit it a little bit. Monfries though grabs it on the outside. Kicks to a player running for him, Zaharakis. And he marks as he puts the brakes on at right half forward. 45 from goal, heading towards the Fletcher end.
The pace you spoke about pre-match is worrying him, isn't it? Those inclusions that you said is definitely making a difference in this game.
It is, and particularly here on the fast track at Etihad, I think, you know, the extra leg speed is causing the opposition defence Geelong a bit of problems. Zaharakis out the back with his leg power.
He's kicked 20 goals this year, Zaharakis, and that's a behind. And this is to the right-hand side. And it's 4-3-27 the Bombers. The Cats are 3-3-21 on Grandstand AFL at the 26-minute mark.
Enright's got the kicking in responsibilities. This time goes long to Taylor, who works his way in front to a free kick. Advantage will be paid. Gee, that was well played from Taylor. Mackey's got it, kicks towards Menzel, who marks, then the little look away hand pass. Lonigan kicks it inside, won't get as far as Vardy. In fact, he's given away a free kick, Vardy. The pro Essendon crowd enjoyed that. Hibbert, who's been good so far back there, standing up, the young man. He makes his way in the AFL. Little unsure as to where to go, and not a good kick. Straight to Menzel, who marks on the 50. I don't know what he was doing there. He was looking for Hurley, I think, but he lost the radar. So Menzel short passes it straight to Hardingham in the back pocket. So some uncustomary errors creeping into Geelong's game as well.
Hardingham doing well. Until then, you put a moz on someone, he kicks too close to the man on the mark, has the kick blanketed, and it's out of bounds in the forward pocket for the Cats on the Outdoor City side.
A few moments tonight, Hardingham. Hey?
He's had 4 or 5 absolute clangers.
Lead 6 points for the Bombers, close to quarter time. Ottens climbs in, Stevie J goes without it. Howland a hand pass. Heppel's hand pass slammed down. Intercepted by Chapman, hooks it back to the goal square. Fletcher up again, collapses the pack. He's done that for 19 seasons. And it's run out of bounds as Hardingham was taken over in a tackle. It'll be a boundary throw and 20 around from Geelong's goal at the Lloyd end. They're 3-3-21, the Bombers 4-3-27.
The 27 minutes gone of the first quarter, which has been really entertaining. Otten's up in ruck. It's still inside Geelong's 50. Essendon player dives on the footy. He's caught high and has won himself a free kick. Just picking himself
Stanton, I think,
up from underneath the pack. Sort of shaping for 50, wasn't there. Kicks it out to Heppel. It didn't go the required 15. Now Heppel's got some problems, as has Stanton, tackled and then forced a hand pass away. They may have to concede here. Hibbert gets it across to Fletcher. Oh, he's cool in the crisis. Not a good kick, though. In the end, though, it's been given a free kick to Dons. It's Zaharakis who's got it in the back pocket. Ball didn't get placed back correctly to him, so he's got to go across and just grab the footy. So he's deep in the back pocket, which allows Geelong to set up this very effective press of theirs. So it'll be interesting to see if Essendon can work their way out. They've done okay this time, and Reimers has it in the back pocket, just directing traffic. Reimers in the conservative white boots. Sort of almost a respectable part of society wearing those boots these days in the non-flashy orange.
I'm told to get rid of them.
Hurley now from half-back. Roosts it long. Ryder! Over the top of Ottens. He almost pulled the mark in. Some really encouraging signs, though, for Ryder.
Yeah, there is. He's jumping at the footy. He's trying to elevate as high as possible. He nearly sat on top of Brad Ottens that time. Been a great start for Ryder, and Davies had a few important touches in this part of the game. He's used his leg power to cause Geelong problems.
Bounce, Ottens the tap, rode by Ling, hung on to by Stanton, taken by Enright, spins into a Davey tackle, Back to Stanton, threw that away. Pretty tough in close on the dock side. Enright was well held as well. Melksham got him from behind, and Enright sort of accidentally swung an arm in the direction of his opponent then, but wasn't penalised. The bounce is not great. Ottens flicks it out, charging in Hocking. Players diving in, and umpire Kennedy says, give it to me, boys, right on the wing on the dock side. In the last minute of the first term here, as James Hird makes his way down. He'd be, I reckon, delighted with what he's seen here. The Bombers 27, leading the Cats 21.
So we're on the wing. There's perhaps time for one last play for either side. The possession here really important. Melksham grabs it for the Bombers, but straight to Enright, who kicks it forward to half forward. The bounce important. Will Podsiadsley grab it? No, he doesn't, but he taps it in the direction of Menzel. Menzel kicks it inside 50. Chance now for Geelong. Podsiadsley goes again. McVeigh gets an important little hand in there. Comes back to him now, and he sort of try. Well done, McVeigh. He got across the line and scored the try for the boundary throw in. It was like he was going that way in a rugby union scrum, but that was quite effective in a way because he had it all to do there under a lot of pressure, and he got the ball across the line for the throw in. 10 seconds left in the first quarter. I don't think there's time for Essendon. There may be for Geelong if something extraordinary happens here, but they're eating up the seconds now, and that will be it. I think. Time off blown. So past 30 minutes, almost 31 now, and I reckon we'll hear the siren pretty soon. Hurley up over the top, gets it to Hocking, and the Bombers faithful are on their feet. They've really liked what they've seen in the last 15 minutes of that quarter. They conceded the first 3 goals and looked in all sorts of trouble, but then they hit back with the next 4. And at quarter time, Essendon 4-3-27, leading the Cats 3-3-21. And their goal kickers, 2 to Monfries, 1 to Welsh and 1 to Heppel. Christensen has 2 for the Cats, and Vardy has kicked their other goal. But an extraordinary scoreline in many ways with Essendon, a goal in front of the unbeaten Geelong at quarter time.
This is Grandstand AFL on ABC Local Radio. So good start by the Bombers. The Cats blew them away, you'd have to say. So maybe it wasn't a great start by Essendon getting the first 3, and then the Bombers got the next 4. But at the end of the quarter, they'd be quite happy to be in front. 4-3-27. Geelong 3-3-21. Plenty of other sport to look at tonight, including huge semi-final in the Super 15 rugby as the Queensland Reds, the only Australian team left in the competition, look to move into the final next week. They take on the Auckland Blues tonight, and of course later on the Canterbury Crusaders up against the Cape Town Stormers in South Africa. And in the NRL, it's just started the match between the Penrith Panthers and the Canterbury Bulldogs. Will update you right throughout the evening. And the AFL match about to get underway. In fact, it's just started. No score yet. Adelaide and Sydney at Football Park. But Ozzy and Matthew, what a good quarter of footy that was.
Yeah, it was a tale of probably a mixed quarter. Geelong certainly dominated the first 6 or 8 minutes of the quarter and got off to 3 goals. And Essendon didn't look like they had any flow at all. There was no good ball movement. They looked flat-footed. But once Essendon got the first goal, they then got some momentum. They started to change the angle of their kicks. They started to switch the ball, particularly when they got to half forward and Geelong loaded up defensively down the line. They were happy then to go back inside and get the ball out to the other side. And I think one of their first goals was getting Heppel on that weak side, inside 50 for an easy goal. Monfries got a banana, which I reckon really excited his teammates and the crowd. It was a sensational goal from the pocket, one of the goals of the year, off balance, under pressure, slotted it through from 30 out. And one of the most significant things is Essendon have had 107 disposals for the quarter, Geelong 64. Geelong wouldn't have had 64 in a quarter probably for 6 or 8 weeks. You know, they've been running at 420, 430 disposals a game. So 64 is really dry for them. So they just didn't get their hand on the footy. Full credit to Hocking, Ryder, Hill, Stanton, those guys around the stoppages, because they made it a really physical. And we probably saw it in the first minute of the game where there was 4 ball ups after the initial centre bounce. It showed the intent of the Essendon team around the stoppages. So I think they've done a great job around the stoppages. Their ball movement has been less predictable than the last 5 weeks. It's been more variety and a little bit more instinctive, and we've seen some really exciting play. And the last thing is the leg speed. They've seen some leg speed tonight that's really put Geelong under the pump.
Can I just ask a question? Are we seeing the mantra of Bomber Thompson and Brendan McCartney on what they're trying to do from that first quarter?
The mantra as in holistically, or just tonight?
Just tonight.
Yeah, I think tonight there's obviously a little bit of a shift because Geelong load up down the line. Bomber and McCartney will know that. Scarlett, Taylor, Ottens down the line. So they want to take them guys out of play. One thing I didn't mention from a Geelong perspective was Christensen's start to the game. For a young player who's kicked 2 goals, had a good start to the game. And he's probably the only forward that's looked damaging apart from Stevie Johnson, who just got a bit leery with that shot on goal from 45. Should have gone back and kicked it, instead trying to pass to Stokes on a no-looker. And it just rebounded on them and cost them a goal. So all in all, great quarter for Essendon, particularly the way Geelong have been playing this season.
What did you like about it, Ozzy?
I actually haven't really got much to add on the analysis, Dan, because I reckon Knight has absolutely summed it up. It was a great quarter of footy. I actually can't believe the intensity and the aggression in the game. I certainly didn't expect it, and Essendon have matched it. There's been some really good, hard, aggressive tackling, and they are breaking Geelong down. 38 handball receives to 15, just showing their willingness to run and share and support each other and link up to try and get over the back of this press. And they've done it really well, and they've been able to find 3 players inside 50 and just outside 70, 80 metres out in the middle of the ground. Absolutely free of pressure. It'll be something that Geelong will try and stop in this quarter.
Is the upset on?
Absolutely. Yep. We are a long way from home, but it's the way they went about it. And it won't surprise a hell of a lot of us if Geelong go on and win by 6 or 7 goals still. But what we can go on and what we've seen in that first quarter, I think Essendon were better. I know that the scoreboard says they were a goal better, but once they settled, once they got themselves into this contest, their run, their pace, their strategy for tonight, no doubt about it, trying to go around this press, and it's easy to try and go around a press, but they're just executing it beautifully. They're hitting their targets, going in board, finding the player on the far side of the ground. I think they're just playing to the plans they would have been given in the last couple of days to absolute perfection.
Yeah, it would have been an interesting week, I reckon, to be in the Essendon coaches meeting because of the fact that Bomber Thompson and Brendan McCartney know these players so well, know them intimately, having been there for a long, long time. So they've got an idea, they've got a plan, and it's worked pretty well in the opening term. And with Scarlett only having 1 possession against Andrew Welsh 4 possessions, boys, that's a clear win.
It's a big win. And what Essendon can't do is, for their last 5 minutes, the ball was virtually in Geelong's forward line, and Essendon defended admirably. But they can't keep letting that happen for periods of time. Otherwise, Geelong will eventually break through. They've got to get it out of their defence and let their mids and forwards go to work.
Early goal to Adelaide at Footy Park, 1 straight 6. Their opponents are 1 behind.
It's the Bombers by a goal, and we're away in the second quarter, and Paddy Ryder is throwing himself into his work like we haven't seen really all year. It's terrific to see. He's been under the pump, had a lot of bad and negative press, and he's really responding tonight. And here he is going against Ottens. Heppel, third man up. Christensen almost dacked, but not only lost his strides, but the footy. And it allows Essendon time to get in there again and force another bounce. It's 4-3-27, the Bombers. Geelong 3-3-21. Still in the centre of the Docklands. And still, for a third time, it'll be Ottens and Ryder. Give that one to Ottens, but Stevie Johnson left it behind. Bartell sat upon and must get a free kick. So the Cats will go forward. Bartell wants to go long. Has he got an option? He has. Menzel charged out and just dropped the foot. He was a chest mark. Should have done better. Essendon with the ball at half-back.
Monfries with a hand pass. Put his teammate under the pump. Jetta. And now Geelong might get it back through Ling, but he stood up in a standing tackle. The Bombers do well. Brute strength then. And nothing Ling could do as he tried to burst through about 4 or 5 of them. And Monfries with a free kick slides it into the middle of the ground to Jetta, who brings it out to the dockside to Hurley. Hurley kicks inside 50. Cramery, who really has struggled in recent weeks. Got one over the shoulder. He'll get a free kick opposed to Taylor. In fact, it was a chopping of the arms, right half forward.
Playing with dare, aren't they?
Stuart Cramery's kicked 21 goals this year, has been one of the big stories, particularly early on, of having had a different path to the highest level. He's on the left. He's 52 metres out. Has it got the carry? I think it has. It's been touched over the line. Oh, big bomb by Stuart Cramery. That'll pump them up. 5-3-33 the Bombers. 2 gone in the second quarter. Geelong at 3-3-21 on Grandstand AFL.
A huge goal. Not only the kick from outside 50, but just for his side. They come back and dominated the second part of the first quarter, but they're up and about again. And it come from another daring play, as you said, Rob, but a change of direction. Jeddah had the footy in the middle of the ground. They just came out wide. They're prepared to go around this press. They're getting plenty of run and drive from their back half, which is something Geelong pride themselves on and aren't getting tonight. No run from their defence. Very good jobs from the Essendon forward, not allowing them to run. And Essendon just controlling the footy and just catching Geelong on the hop.
It's now for Essendon, I reckon. They could put a bit of space between them and the Cats in this second quarter. The way they're going right now. Are they up to the moment? Here they go again, hocking to Heppel. Heppel to half forward. Jeddah's a chance at the back of the pack. He's paddling the ball in front of him. Can he keep it in? The boundary line's there as well. Then he's confronted. Cramery keeps it in. Loops the hand pass over the top. This could be handy. Zaharakis is lurking around. He goes again. Leaves it behind. Geelong resets. The ball still comes out. And then it goes to the Cats. Kelly, he's a good hard player. Kelly works it across ground. Podzy Ardsley had to be good there, and he was. He gets it back now. And now Geelong build. Ling to Stokes, who started this. Kicks to full forward. Will it get to the target? Stevie J was held. Should have got a free kick. Nothing doing. Now he's battling on again. Essendon. Hibbard goes at it. Looping hand pass terrific to Monfries. Monfries hand pass at half back. Hardingham's got it now for the Dons. Heads out wide and Heppel marks right on the line. That was terrific. Gee, they're not worried about going into the traffic, Essendon. They're confident tonight that they can hand pass their way through it. Heppel shapes to kick and then goes again. That's a beautiful pass. Should have been marked. It wasn't by Cramery. Really should have done better there. Makes a good tackle on one player, then the other. And he's going to get a free kick. In fact, it's going to Reimers. Oh, he's got players everywhere in the forward line. Can he spot one? He does. Essendon mark inside 50. And Welsh can go back and kick his second.
How's the no-fear attitude of Dyson Heppel? Just goes around a Brownlow medalist. Made Bartel look silly, just left him standing there, and then a brilliant kick, gutsy kick into Cramery in the middle. Cramery dropped it, but an outstanding awareness and vision from young Heppel.
It's hard to say that a team's flat when they kick the first 3 goals, but they look flat at the moment, Geelong.
They're as flat as the proverbial nail, Dan. Welsh has given Essendon a 3-goal lead. 6-3-39 the Dons, the Cats 3-3-21. It's ON on the upset.
It is, and again, they defended beautifully at the back. It was Hibbard was scrambling, Pears was scrambling, and they've done a wonderful job, the defenders tonight, of standing up under real fierce pressure, and the counter-attack is getting Geelong on the way out. They're coming to the wings, they're going back inside to the corridor. You know, Hardingham's made a couple of blues, but he's been daring, he's been attacking. Heppel the same, and Hibbard's been really good on Stephen Johnson. Even though Johnson's looked dangerous, Hibbard's managed to halve some of those contested balls and keep Johnson away from scoring.
Last 6 goals to the Bombers. I can't remember this year whether Geelong have had 6 goals in a row kicked against them. Bounce in the middle. Hill taps it down. They're winning a lot of the clearances too. And again, it was sharked. But Kelly laid a tackle on Melksham, and there'll be a ball up inside the bullseyes. 39-21. Sydney lead Adelaide by a point. 1-1-7 to a goal. Early stages at Footy Park. Ottens wins this one, but it's chopped off by Hill. He can't get a clean possession. He lays a great tackle on Kelly just outside the circles. They're tackling enormous, the Bombers tonight. Their intensity, their attack at the footy, having a big one. Big fist. And running after it is Ling. He's met late by Hardingham. He gets boot to ball to the goal square. Fletcher again. Knocks it to the front of the pack, overrunning it. Podsiadly after it. Menzel mown down in a tackle. Slips to Stanton. Essendon ball, wins it well. He's got a player on the outer wing, Reimers. He outmarks Wojcinski. Does well, the Dons away. Wheels inboard. Kicks to a charging Hill at half forward. Bounces for him. Gets the hand pass out. Put his teammate under the pump and he dragged it inside 50. That was Zaharakis. It's held up. Should have done a bit better than I think the Dons. But they've got it back inside, attacking 50 at the Lloyd end, and they're playing irrepressible football. 6-3-39, Geelong stuck. 3-3-21.
Contemplated a lot of things about this contest tonight. I didn't contemplate Essendon upsetting the undefeated Cats, but that's the way it's shaping at the moment. It's belted forward by the Dons to half forward. Jetta gets a good bounce, keeps it in, takes on Kelly. Will the bats go his way? No, it won't. Kelly goes again, and Geelong emerge with the footy. They need a steadier. Mackey kicks it out wide towards Christensen, who marks in the back pocket. Now he's got a player running for him. It's Menzel who marks, and he's got young Brown. If he wants him, he does. It was Duncan, not Menzel. So Brown's got it now from Duncan. He just stopped. Can Essendon get back? They're trying. 3-on-2. Wonderful defensive fist on that occasion from Hardingham, who left his man, got across to the contest and thumped it over the line. It'll be a boundary throw in.
We mentioned earlier, Matthew, he's making some errors, Hardingham, but he just keeps presenting and having a crack down there. Boundary throw in to the front hill. Heppel can't grab it cleanly. Melksham a hand pass into traffic. Heppel couldn't grab it. Cats shove it towards the forward pocket. Menzel there. Bit quick for Fletcher. Defensive give to Johnson. Sells some candy to Fletcher and then kicks it into the crowd. He was hemmed in on the boundary in the forward pocket at the Fletcher end. And the Bombers will kick back into play as they lead 39-21.
Would have liked to have seen Chris Scott's reaction then to Steve Johnson's effort from the boundary line.
Well, he had a look at the goals and then he decided to balk again and go back inside.
Long kick to the wing. Essendon. Ryder's got it. He leapt for the mark and then recovered first. Kick is not that flash and allows Scarlett the chance to come across and knock it away from Cramery. But it's forward of the centre with Essendon 6-3, the Cats 3-3.
Scarlett one possession still, boys.
And Welsh has been down there sort of picking up the champion fullback, and it's worked well because Welsh has kicked a couple of goals. Chance for Howlett. He's monstered in the tackle. But I love their fierceness and their appetite for it tonight, Essendon, and their ability to back themselves. It's must have been quite the week out at Windy Hill to get them to believe like this once more after 5 consecutive losses. Tap to Chapman. He's tackled though and forced to hand pass it away hurriedly. Comes to McVeigh. He gets rid of it to Heppel. Just works his way through the traffic. Then in and out of trouble. Monstered in the tackle. Comes to Christensen. He gets rid of it now to Motlop. Puts on the afterburners, Motlop. Then launches long. It's a behind, but that was exciting. Hasn't he got some go? A behind of the Cats, 3-4. They trail Essendon 6-3.
Fletcher to do what he's done for 100 years. Kick in. He likes to kick to himself and then steers at the centre half back. I think it was intended for Zaharakis, but Hibbert floats in and marks for the Essendon team. 40 out from the goal they're defending. And he kicks towards the dock side. He's looking for Hill to come at it. Mackey's in front. Not a great kick. Took it comfortably. Hill gave him one to go on with, but Mackey still held onto it. Kicks back inside, attacking 50 for the Cats. Ottens is up, can't hang on to it. Rowed by Kelly. Hooks the right foot into the goal square. Fletcher's there, won't get their goal. To say they needed that is the understatement of the century. They get one against the trend, the Cats. Their first goal since the 10-minute mark of the opening quarter on Grandstand AFL. They're 4-4-28, Essendon 6-3-39 at Sydney by 7 points. 15 minutes in the opening quarter at Footy Park. 2-1-13, the Crows are 1 straight 6.
They did need that, Dan, because they're being absolutely outplayed by this Essendon side. And surprisingly, they're being out-muscled, out-bodied. Essendon's pressure, absolutely outstanding when Geelong get the footy. A rare turnover. Their ball use has been excellent. Just a poor kick from Hibbert. The option was long to Hill. Just shanked it a little bit, and just a very courageous mark by Mackey, and his side got the rewards for him putting his body on the line. Great finish from James Kelly from out deep.
Ryder's up against Vardy. They charge at each other, and Ryder wins it to Stanton, who rides the tackle, then gets it to Zaharakis, who kicks to full forward. Jetta's lurking. Can he grab it here? No, he doesn't. Monfrey's shoved in the back. Could have got a free kick there. Nothing doing. Comes to Bartel, who releases it to Wajinski. Ryder's chasing him and grabs him. Well done, Ryder. He ran him down from behind. Essendon have got the pill on the wing. Well, that's inspirational footy. But the kick's a shocker. It'll be marked by Taylor. Taylor now sets and then goes long. He's got a player on, and it's Brown. Takes it and doesn't worry about Fletcher. Launches long to the goal square. Otten's a chance, out of position, knocked to ground. Lee's lurking, he's tackled. Gee, the tackling's been wonderful by the Dons. Howlett picks up, his kick here's got to be good. It wasn't. Podsiadly, though, confronted by Ryder. Comes to Zaharakis, who's got it at centre half back. Open forward line for the Bombers. And now they can go. The kick comes to Cramery. Oh, misses the target. Gee, they're on there if that was better. The Cats can reload. Taylor, though, gives it away. Straight to Zaharakis. To Jeddah. Now to Remus. 50 out. Launching long for it. Behind. That was exciting once more.
Would have been good for Remus if that had to come home for him, because he hasn't been in the team. He's a lively forward. You need to take those opportunities. But the game is still played at an enormous tempo. Really good footy.
Mackie back into play. Monfries had it destroyed by Taylor from behind. Cramery fumbles it. Then he lays a tackle on Taylor. Chapman there hasn't really got into it yet. Can't clear the defensive 50 for the Cats at the Lloyd end. It is Stacks on the middle, and the umpire says, give it to me, boys, I'll bounce it. Terrific pressure. Hope you're enjoying it on Grandstand AFL. If you're not, you're very hard to please. It's a magnificent contest, this. The Bombers have come in with a game plan they think can beat the Cats, and really shaking Geelong up at the moment. Right of the punch. Spills out to Enright. Didn't take it with him. Remus on hands and knees. Hand pass chopped off by the big body of Hunt of Geelong to Christensen. Floats it to Bartel. Couldn't take it cleanly. Punches it down. Cramery charges through at half forward for Essendon. Right on attacking 50 on the dock side. And umpire Kennedy says, I'll bounce it, boys. Essendon 6-4-40. Geelong 4-4, 28. And Sydney by 13 points over the Crows at Football Park in the opening term.
It's across Essendon's half-forward line. Otten's up in ruck there against Ryder. And Otten's burrows it out there towards Ling. High up and under from the skipper. Aggressive leap over the top from Pears. No good. Huge pack there. Comes to Ling now. He's grabbed it again and hacks it forward. Battle of strength between Podsiadly and Hurley. Podsiadly got the volleyball spike into Chapman. Rides a bump. Oh, that was wonderful. Now it's open for the Cats. It's in Fletcher. Beats Brown to it. He's got to go here, Fletcher. He does. He just smashes it out to the boundary line. Go, Gadget, you beauty. Kicks it out towards the wing, but the bouncing didn't get there across the line. Comes to Welsh. Geelong free kick. That was wonderful from Old Man River. Just terrific, but Cats have the footy now. He was up against it then, Dustin Fletcher.
Do you think if it had gone out of bounds, he would have been pinned for deliberate?
Well,
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
Well, should have got a medal.
Unless the goals are that way now.
Great effort though, wasn't it?
Enright spearing pass is a beautiful kick, and Podsiadly has taken the mark.
Hurley just lost concentration for a split second on Podsiadly, and the kick from Enright was superb. It actually led Podsiadly to the ball. Hurley just lost concentration. Podsiadly with a step 45 metres out. He's played well, Hurley, but he's just got to stay concentrating, otherwise Podsy will slip away.
This will really hurt Essendon if he kicks this, because this is what Geelong does so well. They mightn't be completely in games, but they still sort of grind their way back into them. Take a good kick from Podsiadly from 50, tight angle. It's a good-looking effort. They don't like it behind the goals, though. It's across the face. So, Geelong are 4-5-29, trailing Essendon 6-4-40.
McVeigh in short to Pears. Pears kicks off the side of the boot, just inside, and Stanton gets a hand on it as he dives. And it goes over the line between wing and half forward for the Cats on the dock side of the ground. So it's been 2-1 this quarter, favouring Essendon. Raking it downhill. Hocking goes in, didn't take it cleanly. Davies there. Christensen thrown to ground and a tackle. Laid on in by Howlett of Essendon. We have a number of rookies in this Essendon team now on their main list and doing well at senior level. Hill punches it down. Stanton sharks it. Kicks towards Cranmery, who presented and marks. Charges away through the centre. Has a bounce. His hand pass was run down. He makes an error and Kelly goes in. He may have pushed Kelly forward in a tackle. Monfries has also pushed forward in the tackle. And they had an opportunity then, Essendon, but Cranmery was a bit hesitant as to whether he should handball to Monfries, who was running by, or just bang it inside 50, even though there wasn't much to kick it to. In the end, Geelong
umpiring.
did well.
2 free kicks there, but they paid neither. Good umpiring.
Bounce at Essendon half forward. Stanton doing really well in tight once more. Hope the Bomber fans appreciate his efforts tonight.
Oh, that's stiff.
And there's one of those free kicks that are just plucked out when someone...
Prismal was on the
released.
bottom of the pack making the play. The 6 or 8 of them piled on top. Very difficult.
Hunt got the free kick, offloads it to Chapman. He misses the target. Unusual for him. Heppel just outstanding. Gets rid of Stokes, who's not happy. And it's an Essendon ball, and the kick comes out wide, and they're on now, the Dons. Welsh takes the mark in front of Motlock. He's really unsure. Wants to bring it inboard to Prismal. But he's taken a lot of time, and Geelong are back in numbers. And, the kick's gone straight to one of those, and Harry Taylor marks in the back pocket.
Turns it over at times, Brent Prismal. Crucial times too, as Taylor on the outer side will unload and kick Geelong towards the wing. Oh, big mark from behind Hardingham. Handballs inside to Monfries. Another one to Hocking. Switches, play to the running Hurley on the dock side. Hurley has a bounce. Then he kicks towards Hill, who was camped in the forward pocket. Not a good kick. Too low. Not enough carry on it. And Enright destroys it and fists it out of bounds in the forward pocket, with the Bombers up by 11 points.
Not much to go there, Hurley. I'm not sure if that was the wisest choice, though, but they can reset. Here's a chance for Jeddah. Can he get around Stevie J? He couldn't. Davies lurking as well, but the Geelong players are back. Josh Hunt mops up, gets it to Kelly. Kelly, dangerous kick across the ground, but if it bounces right for Mackie, they'll be right. Did bounce for him, and he hand passes it awkwardly. Confronted by a Heppel, still inside 50 for the Dons. Menzel wanting the boundary line, then he kept it in, inexplicably keeping it in. Still alive, can Essendon grab it? It's a big pack there. They dive in, and Essendon's done really well to hold it there. They're wanting a free kick for holding the ball, nothing doing. There'll be a bounce. Only 30 metres out from the Dons' goal.
Really desperate inside their attacking 50, Essendon. A lot of balls in dispute, and they're working very hard to hang on to it. Ryder taps it down. Kelly close to the boundary, runs it out of bounds. Absorbing pressure from Davey. About 30 out from the Dons' goal at the Lloyd or Coventry end. The lead 11 points for Essendon. It's 7 points for Sydney, close to quarter time at Footy Park. Boundary throw-in. Ottens taps it to the front. Charging through Steve Johnson. Shows it to a couple of opponents. He's through the middle of the ground. He kicks towards centre half forward. Fletcher didn't take the mark. He paddles to his own advantage. Only he could do that. Going at 100 miles an hour. Hand pass to Hardingham. Delivers it now to Melksham on the dockside wing. Good pass to Hill. Feeds a hand pass inside to Prismal. Needs to use the footy well. It's been an issue tonight. Cranmery made it look better than it was.
Jeez.
Kick was above his head and he's plucked it like it was the easiest thing in the world, and then he squares it up cleverly, and Zaharakis marks slightly right of centre. A chance to kick the Dons. 7th, well played.
Set up by Fletcher. Just fantastic play. Probably should have marked the footy, but he just stays composed and set up a teammate. And again, just when they get control, they bring it out wide, and they're just breaking Geelong open.
David Zaharakis, they need this, Essendon. They deserve it, they get it. Lead out to 17 points on Grandstand AFL. 20 minutes gone in the second quarter. 7-4-46. The Cats 4-5-29.
I can't praise the Essendon defence enough tonight. Every time Geelong look like they're going to score, or they look like they're going to have a shot inside 50, the Essendon defence turn them away by scrambling. It's been Pears, it's been Hardingham, it's been Fletcher on a number of occasions, and they're just giving their midfielders and forwards chance to break to the wings and cause turnovers. And it's really benefiting the Essendon team tonight, because Jeddah and Davey and Zaharakis and Prismal are getting to the wings and then setting up their play from there.
Geez, a bit of talent with Cranmery, though, with the one armour that he plucked in. It wasn't a good kick, but he just made that into something.
Yeah, he's an unbelievable talent. So physically and mentally, he's a very good talent.
Very exciting for the Dons, and here they come again. Stanton's having a good game tonight, hooks it round the corner, but it's been marked well at half-back for the Cats by Wojcinski. He's got Scarlett running for him. Rare touch for Scarlett. Launches long. They all fly. Comes to Heppel. Controls a difficult ball just effortlessly. Hand pass to Hocking. Stanton once more. Can he thread the needle? He does. Oh! Mark was dropped by Welsh. It was a sitter. He should have been having a go for a goal straight in front from 40. As it is, Hunt's got it now for the Cats. Short passes to Chapman in the middle.
It could really hurt. Chapman kicks it high, hung in the air for a long time, allowing it to be destroyed by Hibberd. Rode by Monfries, then to Hardingham, then to Heppel, who was in trouble on the outer wing. He got it in the direction of Hibberd, who then shrugs the tackle and did well composed. Finds Ryder, gets the hand pass off to Remus, kicks the centre half forward. No one can take the mark. Oh, well run Jenner. Brilliant open goal. How good was that by Leroy Jenner? That's what he's there for, to just attack the pack. And Essendon are out by 23, 8-4, 52. Geelong 4-5, 29.
Not in a good way, young Menzel. Not in a good way at all. He actually tried to get to his feet and went back to ground. Does not look good for the young fella. But
was that in the marking contest?
It was, yeah. And it was a very, very hard knock. He's not in a good way. This is close to the best game of footy I've seen for the year, and it's not that Essendon are taking it up to the top side. It's a good game of footy. It's intense, it's hard. The run of Essendon, the ball use, we've seen some big packs, just aggression, physical. It's got absolutely everything, and of course we've got maybe an upset on our hand. The Bombers are up and about. They know that their run and pace is troubling Geelong, and they're sticking to their plans.
It's a 23-point lead. Mackie on the wing now, charging in after the bounce. Just couldn't get rid of it quickly enough, but he's done enough to get a free kick. 23 minutes gone as Menzel hobbles from the field. Kelly's got it now for the Cats. Kicks inside 50, needing a mark to young Brown. It wasn't there. Knocked off it by Hardingham, who went and got the footy at ground level. Kicks out wide to Hill, and the boundary line's a good result. And that's exactly what he gets. Menzel heading straight into the dugout. He was courageously going back to try and get back to the contest and help his team out, and he took one for the side. But it's Essendon, 23 points in front at the moment. Hill wins it decisively, straight to Milksham, but his kick was smothered by Stokes. Chapman overruns it. He hasn't had much influence tonight, Chappie. And that's a great tackle though by Stokes, I think it was. He winged him, and he's going to get the free kick.
Got one in the privates, Menzel. Just saw the replay. Ouch.
Not good. Kicks inside 50, Stokes. Not a bad kick. Prismal attacks it. Stanton waited back, and Prismal got one high to take a free kick in the back pocket. Or as my 6-year-old would say, Aussie, the privacies. He calls it the privacies.
Oh, Dan, you let me down. I was about to say we showed great maturity not to laugh, but then you made the game.
Sorry, Daniel Menzel. Hope you're all right. Re-kick to Prismal in the back pocket. He slides it wide to Hibberd. 30 metres out from the goal they're defending. No one tonight. After one of their teammates playing the incomparable, the brilliant Dustin Fletcher. Squares it wide to the outer side to Remus. And now to Hardingham. He kicks to the wing. It's a terrible kick. It's out of bounds on the full. They had a chance to set something up then, and they've turned it over as Geelong bring it back inboard. And Mackie marks. Handballs to Enright. Defensive gift to Scarlett, who's had a quiet night. On the bounce, vacuumed up by Motlop on that city side of the Cats. Kicks to another one of the youngsters, Christensen. Bounces in front. He ran out of room. He had McVeigh for company. And it's a boundary throw-in. Quarter time at Footy Park at Sydney, 3-1-19. Adelaide 2-1-13.
25 minutes gone of the second quarter, and it's Essendon by 23 points. Really important for them that they maintain this lead to half-time. Geelong can really quickly hurt you late in quarters. And they've won the tight ones, of course, that they've played this year. There's been 4 or 5 of them, but they've got you every time.
The biggest issue for Geelong is Vardy and Brown are just having no influence at all. and every time it goes inside 50, it's rebounding outside, coming back out with interest.
Comes to Prismal, who's kicked towards the wing, got past Davey, then mopped up by Enright. Beautiful kick to Bartel, gets it to Ling, 50 from home, Ute back to Skipper. He's a lovely kick at goal, and as quick as a flash, the Cats get one back. Their 5th of the evening, they're 5-5-35, trailing Essendon 8-4-52.
Good signs for Essendon are. Geelong's kicked 2 of the last 3, I think, but they're not getting them easy. I mean, this is a pretty much uncontested handball receive and finish from Cameron Ling, but the build-up, it was a turnover from Essendon. They're right in the contest. They're relentless with their pressure. As Knight has said, when the footy goes in, if the ball hits a deck, Essendon's defence have just been superior at cleaning it up and running it out. It was 1 to Geelong there. The key is for Essendon to make sure they don't get a run on. Obviously, a very quality side, Geelong. If they do get a run on, they'll get a sniff and get themselves right back into the game very quickly.
17-point lead to the Bombers, close to half-time. Favours Ryder, but the umpire's going to recall that it really did favour Ryder. Vardy virtually had to go to the next postcode to get near that one. In the NRL, the Panthers are blowing the Bulldogs away, leading 10 points to 0. We'll have more on that at half-time. Thrown up, Ryder. Big punch. Read well by Hocking. Hooks the left footer inside 50. Welsh bounces in front. Shinned it to Jetta, who was charging in, couldn't take it. Wojcinski a hand pass. Taken by Enright. Kicks Geelong to the City wing. Christensen there. Can't take it. Steve Johnson lends him support. Flips a hand pass over the top, hearing the voice of young Christensen. Works his way out of trouble. Chips now to Chapman. On the outer wing. Chapman off one step. Kicks inside 50. A high ball. Fletcher there. Beats Ottens at the slip. Podsiadly on the right. Misses. Chance for a goal. Didn't score. Wasn't far outside the goal square. 5-6-36 to 8-4-52. Bombers by 16.
Kick-in's beautiful to Fletcher, who had to stretch those long arms of his to full extension. And he takes the mark. Short kick is good to Milksham. Brings it aggressively inboard. What a lovely kick that is, because Ryder was surrounded by 4 Geelong players and still got the footy. Actually, it's not Ryder, is it? It's little Howlett. I have to get those two mixed up.
Similar numbers.
Maybe that's it. Stanton has it now. Stanton goes backwards. 29 minutes gone. They might be satisfied with a sort of a 3-goal-ish lead, but don't know. Geelong's so efficient. If you turn it over and Essendon's foot skills aren't great, that could hurt you. Early in the end goes long. Ryder can launch. Brings it to ground on Monfries, was away, and then he just lost the footy. Chance now for the Cats. Vardy's hand pass to Scarlett to Kelly. Oh, they're on the burst here, the Cats. Kelly takes a long time. Releases Motlop. He cruises through the middle. Has a bounce, then goes towards Stokes. Hurley's across. They need to paddle it, and they do. Hurley did particularly well there. And Stokes just ran out of time and meterage in the end, and it's a behind to the Cats, who trail by 15.
Kick into play, finds Pears in short now to Hocking. Andrew Welsh is off and Collier's on, and the substitution. You can see Welsh come off injured, but he's lying prostrate on the Essendon bench there. Ryder receives, and now he finds Melksham. Melksham kicks to Stanton, who fingertips it but can't mark it. Then he handballs to his own advantage, being chased by Ling and Scarlett, and he's pinged for delivered. Fair enough.
I think
he was going nowhere but the boundary.
I think that Welsh might have been in the clash with Menzel. Welsh was coming one way, Menzel the other, and it looked like Menzel have come off second best, but it might have been Welsh with an injury out of it.
Stanton just really had to. He had Monfries on there and just didn't get it to him. But they might relay it again. Oh, that's a pity for the Bombers. Bombers, they were setting themselves up. But what a half of footy they played. Really good stuff from the Essendon Football Club. They've come out just really determined tonight, and they have a 15-point lead over the undefeated Geelong at half-time. Essendon 8-4-52, Geelong 5-7-37. The goal kickers for the Dons, 2 to Monfries and 2 to Welsh, and then singles to Kramery, Heppel, Zaharakis and Jetta, while for the Cats, Christensen has 2 all on the first term, and then one each to Kelly Vardy and Cameron Ling. It's the Cats.
You're in a bit of trouble.
It's a hairdressing paradise.
Massive call from the Geelong coaching staff. Ottens to the bench, Vardy in at the first bounce when they are under siege.
So what have they got, the Cats? We know they've got plenty. They trail by 15 points. Can Essendon maintain the rage? They'll go forward first. Milksham's got it. Difficult ball. Hand passes over the top to Collier. Squaring kick to Davey, who marks 30 out straight in front.
He meant that. That was a great pass.
Well, it was a helicopter, wasn't it? But it got there.
That ball did things in the air that you see once every 10 years.
So
it actually started low and then went high and then went low again.
yeah, it was having altitude problems, but it hit the target. And this is a really big kick for Alwyn Davey. He's 30 out. He's straight in front. He comes in and nails the goal effortlessly for the Dons. That's really big, I reckon. It's back out to nearly 4 goals once more, and that's really where it should be. Essendon 9-4-58, the Cats 5-7-37.
Yeah, huge goal for the Bombers, huge goal for Alwyn Davey. He's been down again tonight, just had the 4 possessions to half-time. Now an important goal. They can get him up and about. He is critical as well because he is a barometer. He tackles, he chases. His mate Paddy Ryder's up and about. He hasn't had a lot of the footy, Paddy Ryder, but he's given a really good contest. He's been tackling, he's in the contest, his body language has been up. If they can just add Alwyn Davey to that, the Essendon forward line just becomes so much more potent.
8 possessions for Ryder. So 21 points, still 10 points at Footy Park. Nearly half-time there, Swans in front. Vardy wins it down. Good crumbing by Christensen. Kicks around the body to half forward. Hibbert has given away a free kick. He went up a little bit too early. Steve Johnson did actually put his body right in front of Hibbert and didn't allow him a decent run at it, but he did get into his bag. So Johnson, slightly right half forward, will have a shot. And gee, the Cats need this.
I'm not sure whether he's going to have a shot. Is he going to screw this around?
Johnson will kick long and direct, and I think it's gone left. In fact, it almost hit the post. It's kept in play. It was knocked down by Essendon defenders, I think. Prismore receives a hand pass from Hill that put him right under the pump, and then it spills off hands after he was claimed. And
I actually thought that ball hit the post.
Yeah, I did too.
Nah, Podsy.
Pods
has kept it in with his fist.
Right next to the post there, the left goal post at the Lloyd or Coventry end. Boundary throw-in. Hill, couple of taps at it. Hibbert there, does well, hocking a hand pass. Now to Howlett. Howlett turns it over again. Terrible kick. Taylor in front of the taller Reamers. So bad turnover at half forward for the Cats on the dockside.
He's going to reach Aussie. Harry's going to have a go here.
I reckon he knows his game pretty well. I would have thought not, but he looks pretty confident.
He might be able to pinch a metre or two because he's left side in here. So if he gives himself a little bit of arc.
Yep. He does that. He comes inside and on the left, he kicks like a backman, Harry Taylor. Another one of those inspired recruiting moves by the Cats. The margin 20 points. Geelong 5-8-38. Essendon 9-4-58 on Grandstand AFL.
Fletcher at full back. Oh, beautiful decision there. Just a stabbing pass to Heath Hocking in traffic. Not a great hand pass to Howlett, but he gets it across to Hepball. Making hard work of this at half back. Howlett goes again, just ducks down. Did well there. Cramery ends up with Reamers from Hepball. Geelong tackling good. They've turned it over on the wing, but Essendon go back hard once more. And they force a bounce on the wing.
Just overdoing it a bit.
It's a fine line though, Dan, because that's the reason they've been able to run Geelong off their legs. It's just that one every now and again when they just put in that extra handball they don't quite need.
Yeah, I like the dare of it though, going into the congestion, backing yourself to get through it. Oh, what's the umpire going to do? He's going to ping it at the Geelong player for sitting on the footy and not releasing. Essendon free kick. Comes to Hibbard. Again they run and gun. Hand pass from Milksham to Hocking. Now to Stanton. He'll go back to Milksham. He's tackled. Gets the kick away. It was a good tackle. And in the end, it allowed Mackie plenty of time to come in and mark.
Probably one hand pass too many again. Handballs to Hunter, who's behind him. Kicks to Chapman. Had it knocked away late by Hempel. Slips to Collier on the outer side. Handballs the bootlaces of Hempel. Got tackled. Then he handballs into more trouble. Saharakis had it taken away by Chapman. Gets the hand pass off to Menzel, who kicks to the wing. Pears is there opposed to Brown, and Brown has got him with a front-on spoil. Tate Pears' free kick for the Dons on the outer wing. Goes backwards to Fletcher. Handballs to Hurley. Floats one. Back edge centre square. Heads to the dockside to Monfils, has been important tonight. Stabs a kick, a shocker, but on the bounce to Hocking. Hemmed in. Tries to take Christensen on, he does. Slips the tackle. Handballs to Hibbert. Feeds over the top to Cramery. Closed down by Motlop. Floats the left footer towards the goal square. Davey makes the contest. Collier at the slip. Can't control it out of bounds in the forward pocket.
I think actually Essendon are enjoying this Geelong press. Geelong might be best off going man on man and try and close down the short kick for the moment and take away the uncontested mark, because Essendon are just shredding them to pieces.
Boundary thrown in the hot spot. Ryder lurking. Hocking receives up from the Ryder. Taps. You're going to get a free kick, Hocking. Ooh, there's a bit of a shove there, but there'll be a bounce. We're 20 metres out from the Essendon goal, and another one here to the Dons would make it really tough for Geelong, who look a little flat tonight. Ryder versus Vardy. Vardy wins it and gets it back at ground level. Then he's got a release. Ball comes out. Kelly's involved, as you'd expect. They pile in once more, and again, the Essendon forwards have been very, very determined not to allow Geelong easy ball from half back. Essendon 9-4-58. The Cats 5-8-38. Stunning scoreboard. 20-point lead. It's tapped straight to Collier. Snap it. Goal! Oh, it was bending back and hit the post. Gee, that would have been big for the Dons. It's a 21-point lead to Essendon at the 6-minute mark of the third quarter. Long way to go.
He's got some zip, hasn't he, Collier? Another West Australian. Scarlett into play to the City side, and Taylor works his way to the front. Beats a reactive Heppel, marking at half-back. Left half-back for the Cats. Taylor on the left, sends it down the line, and a mark is taken by Mitch Brown inside opposed to Pears. Just millimetres from the boundary in front of a sea of Essendon supporters on that City side. He'll chip it inside, furthermore to Corey Enright, averaging 24 possessions a game this year, the three-time All-Australian. His pass is all right to Taylor, who kept running, poaching half forward, pokes a kick on the left, underneath it Hibbert, makes a good contest, fisted down by Hardingham, wants someone from Essendon to run onto it. Hocking will do that, gets a hand pass to Zaharakis, clears defensive 50, quick give to Pears, kicks towards Monfries, spills to the back as Cramery allowed a pass through for him, but he couldn't control it. Out of bounds between wing and half forward. Essendon heading to the Fletcher end. And the Grandstand AFL, their lead is 21 points.
So Geelong has won 13 straight this year. It's been a remarkable performance, but that unbeaten streak is under severe threat tonight. And Essendon win the footy once more. Monfries paddle to Davey, who goes for a little trot. Then he finds Hill. Hill 60 out, launches long to the goal square. He needs a bounce, doesn't get it. It goes across the face of goal, and there'll be a boundary throw-in.
Not a bad result, though.
It is a good result. Essendon was able to manufacture a shot at goal, and the last occasion they were in this spot when Collier hit the post. Can they do something again? Ryder's got it, takes it out of the air, goes for goal, and gets it! Brilliant from Paddy Ryder. Oh, that'll lift his spirits. They run to him. What an effort that was. And Paddy Ryder has given Essendon their biggest lead of the game tonight. 10-5, 65. The Cats in trouble now. They're 5-8-38.
Almost half-time at Football Park. Sydney 4-5-29. Adelaide 3-4-22.
Outside the scoreboard and the possible 4 points, he might be the biggest positive of the night for the Bombers, Paddy Ryder. He's been in the contest, and like I said, the numbers aren't massive in terms of kicks and handballs, but it's the way he's gone about it. It's like he's got a thirst for the contest again, and just instinct like this. This is what Essendon want from Paddy Ryder. Just take the game on and play on instinct. Just takes the footy out of the ruck, bangs it on the boot. Massive goal for his club.
Bounce in the middle, Hill the tap, Heppel the grab, had the kick half smothered, taken by Prismal, got it over the top to Hocking, who breaks the tackle, then on hands and knees, rolls a hand pass towards Jetta, who can't control it. Enright's in the way, kicks up and down on the mine shaft, McVeigh diving, can't hang on to the mark on the dockside wing, Wojcinski comes the other way a little bit crudely, slips to Prismal, it'll be a free kick. And it'll go Essendon's way, won't it? Yes, against Wojcinski. He did get McVeigh high.
Ribs or chest. Hit hard.
I think he's okay.
Yeah, they may look at that one, though, I reckon. He'll kick down the line again. It's all Geelong. Oh, Menzel couldn't hang on to the mark at the back. Taken by Vardy. But Essendon with the pressure outstanding. Slips to Zaharakis, but he coughs it up to Ling, who gets held up in a tackle at halfback. They're going backwards here. Hunter's got 2 or 3 accosting him. Nearly drops it inside defensive 50 for the Cats. Essendon are relentless. And there's a free kick for a high tackle. The Bombers will get it because they put their body on the line. They'd won the contest.
50
metres. Howlett will kick another one. Gee, the Cats are in trouble here, boys.
There's an Essendon player that's
Collier
hobbling off. All the subs hobbling off, so they're already subbed Welsh.
And the goal from the goal square by Howlett. Thanks to the 50-metre penalty, the lead 33 points. 11-5, 71 the Bombers. The Cats are 5-8, 38 on Grandstand AFL.
Well, there's only one concern that I can see for the Bombers at the moment. They've used their sub. Collier came off in a way that says to me that he won't come back on. Mark McVeigh's injured. They're up and about. They're on top. Their pressure's relentless. Whenever Geelong get the footy, Essendon are putting them under enormous pressure. Their run and carry, Link Campbell, their pace is worrying Geelong. They just might end up a little bit short with numbers and rotations through the bench.
Geelong keep playing an extra behind the ball, and it's just suiting Essendon because Essendon are allowed to have one extra at the back. They're winning the ball at the contest, and Geelong just aren't going forward.
Ottens wins it, but he's treading backwards. Comes to Kelly. He's beautifully tackled. Gee, they've got an appetite for it. And there's another Essendon free kick. Gee, if they kick another couple here, the limited numbers won't matter. Howlett's got it. McVeigh's okay. Spearing kick from McVeigh to half forward. No one could mark. Taylor's back there. Mops up, gets it to Chapman. Running is Wojcinski, but he couldn't run away from them. Taylor to Scala, all the veteran fumbles. Back to Taylor. Kicks under pressure.
Free kick.
And it's a Geelong free kick by the looks of things. And the ball will come back. And that will allow Essendon to set things up. And so it's Matthew Scarlett with the footy at half back. Hasn't got too many options, so we'll just go up the guts. He goes long. Podsy Ardsley worked underneath it by Hurley, who fists it away and then finds a target. It's an Essendon ball with Monfries marking on the wing after the kick from Prismal. Monfries goes short. Stanton marks. Got a bit of treatment from Enright. Nothing much in that. Stanton launches wrong. Ryder! Oh, he went underneath it. Jeddah's lurking. Mackie summed it up pretty well. Hand pass, all close to the boundary line. Wojcinski runs into trouble. Rides one, beats that, did well. The old, don't argue, but he caught him high.
He did.
It's going to be an Essendon free kick. And it's going to go to Monfries from the Wojcinski fend that was high. Yeah. Well, it was pretty crude too. It was more elbow than fend. And Chris Scott shakes his head in frustration. It's not his night tonight.
I think it needs to change things up too. I mean, Nida spoke about the extra that they've got behind the footy. It's just allowing Essendon the free player when they use the footy, and they're just creating the overlap and just moving the footy inside 50 with too much ease. It's
Prismal with the footy, not Monfries. Monfries was also there. Wonky kick. Can they take a mark? Hill's in the pack. Can't do it. Hacked out of there, but it'll be coming back really quick. Essendon mark to Pears, to Fletcher. Great smother on his barrel. He was going long. Hibbert. He's knocked off it. I reckon the Cats are going to up it a bit now. They're diving in hard. Doing it the hard way. Trailing by 33 points, but there was some really good defensive signs there for Geelong.
Trying to work out why Hibbert wasn't penalised, and he got spun around in an arc. He must have just got his boot to ball while being tackled. Bartel hurries a kick to half forward. Steve Johnson tried to soccer it under pressure. Not the right option. Fletcher barges through. Gets a 2-metre kick while being claimed. Taken by Duncan for the Cats. In the middle, a quick give to Kelly. Kicks to full forward. Brown takes a good mark. Young Mitch Brown kicked 3 on debut last week. He was their number 1 draft pick at the 2008 National Draft. Had a lot of injuries. Getting his opportunity now. Right half forward, and they urgently need this. A trail by 33 points. Yet to score a goal in the second half. Brown is 20 metres out. They're still without a goal in the second half. as he misses to the left-hand side. As Rob Waters said, it doesn't appear to be Geelong's night tonight. 5-9-39, Essendon 11-5, 71.
Lovely kick in from McVeigh. Finds Heppel at half-back. Astonishing scoreline, really. Oh, wonky kick from Heppel, but Podsy Ardley couldn't mark it. Fletcher kicks under pressure, straight to Duncan. He's 50 out. He can launch long for a goal. Is it the start of a big Geelong revival? It could well be. Duncan's kick their sixth, 6-9-45. Essendon 11-5, 71.
Yeah, and Heppel took the risk, but Aussie hit it on the head before. They took Geelong on with run and handball. They've taken Geelong on with their short kicking and really shredding those foot passes between Geelong players. So they have to keep going with that game. Otherwise, Geelong will put too much pressure on them. And Heppel took the risk. Podsy Ardley was a chop-off. Fletcher tried to scramble it out, did a reasonable job, but it landed in the hands of Duncan, who blazed from 55 and put it about 10 rows back. Great kick by Duncan. Super impressive young player. He's had a cracking year.
He's a real defensive coach, Fletcher, isn't he? Just watching him through the glasses, he's pointing and obviously telling them all what to do. As Hill taps it down, but rowed by Ling. Hurries it back inside 50. Hardingham cuts it off, though. It's centre half back for Essendon. Nate Samira's got a lot of it tonight. Kicks to Prismal, who stood still, allowing Bartel to knock it away. Contest just inside the boundary on the dockside. Prismal may have been tackled without it. Lays a good tackle on Steve Johnson. Bartel got it free to Stokes. Might have been a throw. Down to Motlop. Motlop hard on the boundary. Long to the goal square. There's a mark. Can you believe that?
He's gloved
From nowhere, Podsy Ardley has marked that one. I thought Hurley had him covered. He's taken the mark. He's on a fairly acute angle.
He's on the wrong side for a left footer. But they're doing the Johnny Wilkinson setup these days. They start laterally to goal.
He runs around. And it's kicked right across the face. Didn't even score, but luckily Mitch Brown has taken the mark inside the boundary.
Have you seen anything like that before, Ross?
I haven't the golf tee off the tee, but that was an absolute shank from 3 yards out.
When he's non-preferred, it wobbled away limply. Mitch Brown read it well, and he tries the banana, but he was hard on the boundary, and he misses to the right-hand side. Geelong 6-10-46, Essendon 11-5, 71. Half-time at Football Park, Sydney 4-5-29, Adelaide 3-4-22. And the Reds are getting close to that grand final berth in the Super 15 rugby. They lead the Auckland Blues by 14 points.
Yeah, we're seeing some Geelong-like stuff tonight. Pears goes for a little run, gets himself into trouble. It ends up with Fletcher, who bangs it out of there, and it bounces to the wing, beats through everyone, and they're off if they can get through the next chain. Chopped off by guess who? Scarlett, who picks out Ling. It was knocked away from him. Catch still a chance with Stokes. He's 55 out, turning, and he's got a heap of options. Doesn't find one of them. Chapman's got it now. He's forced to hand pass it away hurriedly. Comes to Prismal from Ryder to Stanton. They're running once more in traffic though, and a little unsure. Melksham forced off it, comes to the Ling, and the captain launches long for a goal. No, wonderful spoil from Hurley, right on the line. As he was being outbodied there, he stuck the mid up and saved a goal.
A couple of bad options there in the contest by the Bombers. One hand pass to Melksham, he was flat-footed going nowhere, and that's why Geelong turned it over, but it didn't cost them too much.
The good part for the Bombers is Geelong are not hurting them at this stage.
No.
They're not hitting the scoreboard, Geelong, which is a real positive.
Prismal kicks to a contest, off hands Kelly, a hand pass to Hunt, in short to Chapman, feeds a hand pass for Baczynski, 40 out, they need it, they get it! Here they come! 2 in a row to the Cats. It's 18 scoring shots to 16. There's 7-11-53. Essendon 11-5, 71 on Grandstand AFL. 19 gone in the third quarter.
I just said Geelong hadn't hurt them. And Chapman flicked a beautiful 20-metre handball to Wojcinski on the dead run. And once he balances his body, Wojcinski, it's all over. He usually hits it. Geelong's pressure in the forward half is upped. Essendon have just becoming a little bit hesitant coming out of back half. But Aussie, they have to keep backing themselves. It's what got them in this winning position. If at worst, go long down the line to a contest and get a restart.
Yeah, spot on. They can't change. They might end up losing the game, and it might be the fact that they're overusing the handball, but it's what got them in front. It's what gave them an opportunity to challenge the undefeated Cats.
18-point lead to Essendon. You suspect they need the next one, as remarkable as that sounds. Geelong with the footy, though. It's controlled by Wojcinski, heads out wide. There's not much there, although Menzel really went hard at it, but Heppel got a good bounce and used his composure to Hurley, backtracking to Howlett, to Heppel. The tackling's lifting from Geelong. Essendon flip it around, though. Comes to Howlett. Well played, Dons, because they're on here now. It's with Prismal. He wheels around in space. Spots something he likes at half forward. Was the arms chopped on that occasion from Enright of Milksham? I thought so.
Geez, Milksham was stiff. Enright's an old wily fox at spoiling, but I thought Milksham could have nearly got a front on free.
55 out from Essendon's goal. They do need a steadier. Ottens rakes it down to the front of the pack, and the players are everywhere as they go in. There'll be a ball up. Essendon attacking to the Lockett or Fletcher end.
James Collier doing some stride throughs almost at full pace on the boundary line, which is a great sign for the Bombers because his fresh legs and pace could be a real bonus.
And I reckon they're going to launch Gillies soon, the Cats. He's got the subs vest off.
Hill tap, lean through traffic. The ladies kick originally to stop from being smothered, then kicks to a contest. Ball's in dispute. And it goes to the back to Ryder, has trouble picking it up, and then Stokes comes through. Feeds a hand pass to Motlop. They're dangerous on the run. But he's under pressure from Ryder. Motlop has to hook around the body, but it's all right, and Stokes takes the mark. Feeds the hand pass off. Motlop kept running. 48 out. He kicks long. He kicks accurately. I think he's kicked another one. He has. 8-11-59 Geelong. 3 in a row now. Essendon 11-5. 71-22 gone third quarter.
It may have just been the angle here, but
Prismal?
I thought Prismal had to go. I thought Prismal had to launch himself at that contest to stop Stokes marking. It was only Stokes coming the other way, and I know Stokes is courageous, but he's only 5'7", about 78 kegs. Prismal had to go. As I said, it might be a tough angle from here. Yeah, no, he had to go. He had an opportunity to spoil Stokes then, which would stop the ball flow.
Lonigan's the one that got subbed for Gillies too.
So like for like, isn't it really?
So 3 in a row for the Cats. At one stage, Essendon led by 33. It's back to a 2-goal game.
Free kick.
And they've forced a turnover again once more. Geelong suddenly are getting very interested. And Chappie's got Ling all on his own if he can get it to him. He ignores that, launches long to Podsy Yardley. Knocked away from him. Almost bouncing ball to Stevie Johnson. Hardingham just left it behind. They all dive in. Big pack. It won't come out. It'll be a bounce.
Big Hurley's having a cracking game on Podsy Adley. His spoiling's been aggressive.
8-11-59 Geelong. Essendon 11-5-71. So there's the bounce. Ryder up in ruck, slaps it out towards the boundary line. It won't be kept in by Stokes. There'll be a throw in. 60 from Geelong's goal.
Hasn't called Lonigan much tonight, only the 4 possessions. But he was playing, as he has all year, a solid defensive role. Boundary throw in. Ryder from behind, taps it down. Stokes though roves it. He breaks a couple of tackles. Chapman off the edge of the boot. Goal! They're within a kick. Oh, wonderful busting through of tackles by Matthew Stokes. He gets 5 points. Paul Chapman gets 1 as he was on the end of it. They're 9-11-65. They're mounting. Essendon 11-5, 71-24 gone in the third quarter.
Well, it's just in an amazing place at the moment, this game, because the Bombers have been so brave, so dominant for the most part, but they are up against a very elite, quality, professional outfit that are coming. They are well and truly on top at the moment, considering that they probably had 2 or 3 more genuine goal-scoring opportunities that they didn't kick in this quarter. They've dominated it. They're up and about. You just see a little bit of a change in the Essendon body language. They've just, all of a sudden, they can feel that the champions are coming.
Hope it's not resignation from the Bombers, because they can still easily win this game.
The game's changed when Scott's taken away the loose.
Yeah.
He's pushed them forward. It's become equal numbers at both ends of the field, and they're starting to win more contests. and having more impact on the scoreboard. It's significantly changed because of that move.
Essendon by a goal, but all the momentum with the Cats. Heppel did brilliantly in traffic. Hand pass to Ryder. Kick around the corner. Can Hill mark? He couldn't. But the crumb's there to be won. It's won by Zaharakis, who's got players out here. Hill and Montfree's almost mucked it up. But Montfree's made a late call to go for it. Took the chest mark. Can go back and goal from 30.
Same thing. Dyson Heppel, class and awareness in tight. That kid is a star.
Could he win the Rising Star? He's probably one of the favourites, isn't he?
Absolutely.
He could finish top 3 in Essendon's B&F. And he's already in there, probably top 5 players, I reckon, Dyson Heppel. Oh, the Bombers certainly kicked that. Oh, big kick this for Angus Montfree. In he comes from 35. It's a good-looking effort. He liked it immediately. Little settler for the Dons. It ends a 4-goal unbroken sequence from the Cats. And it's back to a 2-goal lead for Essendon. 12-5-77 to Geelong 9-11-65.
Is he the best set shot at the Essendon Footy Club, Montfrees? Jeez, he's good. Under pressure, angle, straight in front. Very rarely misses. He's obviously kicked a gem from the boundary today, a banana under enormous pressure. But it's just such a great set shot. And again, it was pretty much the same play that Essendon ran then, that's been able to slice Geelong open, try and get the spare around 70 and then kick it inside 50 to the far side and go around the numbers behind the footy.
21 goals for the season, Montfrees. Doing the job tonight. 2-goal lead. Ryder taps it down. Well taken by Howlett. From the clearance, his kick off the edge of the boot was good to Zaharakis. Front edge centre square, took them on. They had a couple of Geelong players closing down, so his hand pass not great for Stanton. Runs onto it, he gets himself into trouble on the City side. Montfree's another hand pass to Stanton, who foots it away. Prismal there on hands and knees, forces it out to Zaharakis. He got tackled from behind, and in the end they just overdid it. Running around in circles, and Geelong closed them down. They swamped them, they stalked them. Mackie wins the free kick. On the City side, kicks towards Pottiardley. Had it knocked away by Hurley. Roved at the front by Stokes. Hand pass missed the target. Hurley had to go and paddled out to Hardingham. It's knocked onto Hibbard. Hibbard with a nice hand pass out wide. Essendon on the burst through. Collier through the fingers of Stanton. Lurking dangerously. Davey got a player on his own. Should take the mark. It's David Hill. He can handle the Remus. He can handle back to Hill. Then whacks and he gets a bad bounce in the goal square. Back to Remus. Don't make it the goal. But did they make hard work of that? 2 in a row for the Bombers. All Essendon supporters would have had hearts in their mouths. The Bulldogs mucked up a goal like that last night, but the Bombers didn't do it now. 13-5-83. Geelong 9-11-65.
David Hill had to hold on to the footy longer. He gave it to Kyle Remus, and Remus still had to get around Gillies. They had him 2-on-1. Gillies would have committed to the mark, give it over the top. Anyway, they get the goal. They did everything in their powers to try and stuff it up, but they got away one. It's a huge goal. They've kicked the last couple, puts it back out to 3 goals. James Hurd's aged about 5 years in 10 seconds.
Which is good, because he's defying sort of age and stuff, James Hurd.
And look at the smile on his face now. He's thinking, how did they nearly muck that up?
But flipping it around, it can unsettle Geelong. I know they've stuffed it up a few times, but if they keep persisting, the spaces will open up.
They have to do it, because they're getting Geelong on the hop when they do.
They've won the last 3 centre breaks after Geelong made a run at them, and it's been really significant.
28 minutes gone of the third quarter. Great stuff here. The upset is still a big possibility. Geelong banged on 4 in a row, and then Essendon have hit back with the last 2 of themselves. In the middle, Otten's on hands and knees, having a few problems releasing it. Geelong player caught high, will be a free kick. So they might get one last chance, and James Kelly's lost the strides as well. But with his usual composure,
he's taken on Leon Davis's look.
He has. He's
long, aren't they?
Yeah, he's maybe borrowed some of Eddie Betts' shorts as well. They're super sized. In the middle, good stuff on that occasion. From the Bombers comes from Howlett. He beat about 4 of them. Now they're out, and he's got support from Collier, who's back going. Collier chips the ball. Can Hill mark? He does. Terrific leap from Big David Hill. He's 60 from home. He can load up long, or as he found Heppel, he just went underneath it, and Ottens was back there, and he clucks onto a really good grab.
Picked it off well then. Ottens kicks towards Brown. A few to beat. Pairs a nice spoil. Roving it though as Menzel close to the boundary on the dockside. Quick kick to Podsiadly. Opposed to Hurley. They've had a great battle. Podsiadly slips over. Hurley wins it. Well tackled by Podsiadly. Lost control of it. Essendon now have numbers. Stanton knocked it out to Hibbard. Then to Heppel. Floats it to Ryder. A hand pass to Melksham. He was met late. But the hand pass to Pearce. Inside to Jeddah. Tackled by Johnson. Turnover to Menzel. Can't control it for the Cats. Jeddah gets it back inside. Hocking held up. Trying to absorb the Wojcinski tackle on the dockside. It'll be a ball up. Essendon by 18 points in one of the most intense games of the season. No doubt about that. Half time at Football Park. Sydney in a low scoring scrap, leading Adelaide by 7 points.
It'd be fun to be at that one. Ottens in ruck. Gets it to Bartel. Well, he's got about 6-7 goals in an hour and a half. Unbelievable. Essendon going handball crazy at the moment. This one might come unstuck. Chappie's caught high, I reckon. He's got a free kick in the middle. 30 minutes and 30 odd seconds gone. Can Geelong pinch one back before three-quarter time? Short pass to Scarlett, who bombs long inside 50. Oh, great mark. Terrific mark to a Geelong player. It's Vardy, who's marked 25 out straight in front.
I thought Hurley had a look at that contest. I thought he was going to be able to climb and get the spoil on.
Just went a bit early, and Vardy's just extra height was important in the end. Big kick this. Three-quarter time can't be far away. Past 31 minutes now. Inside the final minute of play remaining in the third term.
It's a fair run-up, Aussie.
And Nathan Vardy is...
was like you at half-time today. Coming off the long run.
Off the long run, Aussie Jones. Would that have been something to witness? Vardy, 8 paces. Oh, it's a bad one, I reckon, out to the right. So a few things like that going Essendon's way. The Cats 9-12, trailing Essendon 13-5. It's a 17-point lead to Essendon.
Bad kicking is bad footy. It's 21 scoring shots, the Cats, 18 the Bombers. Geelong are behind. They've had obviously more tackles because they've had less of the footy. 81 to 58 in that area. Spills to the back and Gillies takes it on the City side. Hand pass was searching for Taylor but cut off by Hill out of bounds outside defensive 50. For Essendon as James Hird comes down with Brendan McCartney. Boundary throw in on defensive 50. Essendon emerging from the contest. Heppel. Hand pass to Melksham. Sideways pass to Zaharakis. Kicks into space to the racehorse Jeddah. Can they get another one just before three-quarter time? He's on the dockside. No, he can't. Gee, netted another 5 seconds. Crameri nearly had that covered in the left forward pocket at the Fletcher end. Good quarter. Essendon were challenged. They kicked the last 2 after Geelong kicked 4 in a row. Essendon had blown the lead out to 5 goals. The lead, though, still pretty handy. Very accurate, 13-5-83. Geelong and 9-12-66. For the Bombers, their goal kickers tonight. Monfries has 3. Welsh, before being subbed out with injuries, kicked 2. And singles to the following: Jeddah, Zaharakis, Heppel, Davey, Ryder, Reimers, Howlett and Crameri. For Geelong, their goal kickers, 2 to Christensen. They occurred in the first quarter. Singles to Kelly, Duncan, Motlop, Chapman, Wojcinski and Cameron Ling. Three-quarter time at the Docklands. Big last quarter coming up. Geelong trying to protect their unbeaten record this year, 13 in a row. Essendon looking to end a 5-game losing streak and move back into the top 8. Their percentage much more superior to Melbourne. 13-5-83 the Bombers. Geelong 9-12-66. And they've just started the third quarter at Footy Park at Sydney 4-5-29. Adelaide 3-4-22. This is Grandstand AFL on a Saturday night on ABC Local Radio. Dan Lonigan, Rob Waters, Matthew Knight and Ozzie Jones with you. It's the Bombers by 17 points in a terrific third quarter of footy. Boys have had a ripper tonight, haven't we?
Oh, it's been an absolutely outstanding game, Dan. It's been great to watch the intensity, Essendon's relentless pressure, the champion side in Geelong coming back in that quarter and having a dip at the young group. But what courage and character from Essendon that when Geelong did and they banged on a few goals pretty quickly that they responded. And as Nida said, they got a couple of very important centre clearances, pumped it inside 50 and got a couple of goals out of it. I just really hope they play 120 minutes, the Bombers, regardless of the result. They would have won a few tonight. There'll be some Essendon supporters that will be absolutely shattered that they might have been 50-50 to come in here tonight, and they thought, we'll get a bit of a touch-up. Their young side have been absolutely outstanding. I've liked Ryder. I think looks like he might be coming into form. We spoke about Geelong having some pretty good recruits. Well, Hibbard's a find from the VFL. He's having a good night out there. We talked about Apple enough during the call. He's an outstanding touch, young man. He's got great awareness around the game. Hardingham's been good back. Fletcher. Stanton continues to run hard in his matchup with Ling. But more than anything, I've just absolutely loved their attack on the footy and the way that they've just taken the game on. The one thing, and we've been talking about their handballing, and it's been a way to break up Geelong. Even up to half-time, they were going at 1.5 kicks to 1 handball. In that quarter, they went 40 kicks and 69 handballs. They just went too much with the handball. It's good, it's working, it's helping them break it up, but at least 1 kick to 1 handball. They just don't want to be overdoing it. Geelong's intensity and pressure did go up, which is always going to make you give that extra second or third handball, and it brought them undone a little bit, but they can't change. They've been fantastic for 3 quarters. They need to take the game on, and it's their strength. If they run, get some space and use their pace, they're a massive chance for a big upset here, Matthew.
Yeah, they are. I think the big turning point in the game, and the thing I reckon why Essendon can win this game is when Chapman kicked that goal running in from 30 out. I basically thought, well, if Geelong get the next couple and go to 3/4 time in front, it's probably going to be too tough for Essendon. But Howlett got a centre stoppage, Melsham got a stoppage, centre clearance from Hocking, and all of a sudden they got some goals, they got going again. They nearly did the Liam Jones Grant the other night from the Bulldogs with Hill and Remus playing comedy capers down there, but eventually they got the goal. And sometimes you just need things like that to go your way. And up the other end, Pods Yardley was 3.5 metres out. The skied it, and the ball ended up in Brown's hands the other side. I've seen a few interesting things this weekend that I haven't seen all year.
He meant that. That was a season highlight.
Pods, you meant it?
Pods is miss. Incredible.
Full forwards don't never mean to pass, Dan.
No,
just giving you the benefit of the doubt. No,
I reckon we might like to rethink using a kicking technique of someone from rugby union.
Well,
surely the reverse applies, doesn't it?
Well, they're sort of starting not facing goal and facing inwards to give themselves a step out and angle. But Pods just took it a bit too lightly and just didn't hit the ball properly.
Heppel, 24 possessions to 3/4 time. He's been enormous once more. Melksham, 21. Really good game from him. Howlett's been good, 20. Hocking, 20. Stanton, 20 for the Dons. And for the Cats, no one has had more than Paul Chapman's 18 disposals. He got really interested in that third quarter. But after him, I'm searching, and it goes down to Cameron Ling with 15 possessions, and young Menzel with 13, and Kelly with 13, and Enright has had 14 possessions.
Have you ever seen a Geelong game where the top 7 disposal winners are the opposition players?
No.
Essendon have the top 7 disposal winners on the ground.
A few good ones got in this Geelong side, Selwood and Corey amongst them. But can Essendon do it? They lead by, 17 points at 3/4 time.
All those names you mentioned, Rob, they've all averaged well over 20 a game this season. So the Dons have done well. Ryder taps it down. First goal vital. Hibbard runs onto it, getting it defensively. Then he's slung to the ground like a rag doll. Going nowhere. There'll be a ball up. Geelong just into attack at the Fletcher end.
Crows in front of Sydney, 5-4 to 4-5.
That'd be a bit of an upset, wouldn't it? As Ottens taps it down. Fisted on by Hardingham, taken though by Ling. Kicks to half forward. Pottiadley, ball dropped short, nearly held onto it. And there'll be a ball up, 35 out.
Good decision from the umpires. Perfectly placed there. The ball hit the deck, and is Pods hurt? No, he's okay. So bounce, Geelong in the hot spot though, and dangerous from here. Ryder's back there, and the Cats pinch another close one. They've been so good at it all year. You'd almost expect them to, but from what we've seen tonight, Essendon's game plan and their zest for the contest has them in a really good space. So Ottens reaches over the top, but taken by Hardingham. Gets it to Fletcher. He bangs it out of there with a good old-fashioned torp, and that'll do. Davey couldn't control it on the half volley. There'll be a boundary throw-in, about 70 from the Cats' goal, and they're kicking to the Fletcher end. Not sure if I like the renamed ends.
No, it should stay as is, I think. Tapped down by Ryder. Picked up by Monfries close to the boundary, and he is kicked off the side of the boot, but it stays in. But it's a Geelong ball anyway, in right. Camped underneath and doing what he's done for many, many years, taking a good mark under pressure. Kicks back inside, attacking 50. Up goes Podsiadly. Rowed by Chapman after Podsiadly couldn't hang on to the mark. Fletcher decides not to mark. Big punch to the front. Well attacked stand and good hand pass. Heppel now to Melksham. Swings the hips to get out of a tackle. Back to Heppel, the hand pass. Kicks into the middle. Clean bowling by Scarlett and Cramry. Hunts on the pick-up for the Cats. Good give in the middle to Mackie. Geelong back inside 50. Good attack by Hibbert to knock it away from Stokes. Now they win it through Ryder. Zaharakis, hand pass not great. Monfries was sat on. Zaharakis goes back to make amends. Good give to Hocking. Now to Cramry in the middle. It's an open forward line. Can Collier get on his bike? Bounces for him. In the goal square, he kicks it. Great play, Collier. Well played, Essendon. They were able to run and gun again, and they've got a very handy break now. 23 points. 14-5-89. Geelong 9-12, 66 on Grandstand AFL at the 3-minute mark of the last quarter.
Again, the Essendon defence just held on for dear life, and on 2 or 3 occasions Geelong looked like they might win their way or have a shot on goal, but Essendon held up. And what happened is Essendon are then getting out the back on counter-attack, and they're going into an open forward line, and Collier ran into an open goal from, say, the 50-metre line where he started his run. Cramry put it in beautifully into space. Easy goal for Collier. Too quick.
Collier's paddock.
I don't think they saw him there. He's about 5'5".
He did well at full tilt. Well, that makes it interesting. Ottens wins it to Ling, but he can't effectively break free. Bartell in the middle. Gee, it's a big ball this. If Essendon win it, they're clear, I reckon, again. Melksham working hard. So are the Cats. Hand pass comes out here to Mackie, but he's off balance and can't control it. Then Josh Hunt loses it. Joe Essendon, one too many again. Ling, yeah, he'll get it to Scarlett on the wing. And the old champ goes for a run. Kicks to half forward. It's been marked by Duncan. He wasn't the intended target, but he will do. He can go back and kick a much-needed Geelong goal from 40 metres. It's not an easy shot, actually. He's much closer to the boundary line than he is to the middle of the Docklands. So Mitch Duncan has been a bit quieter tonight. Such an impressive young player. He's already kicked a goal. Cats simply need this. From 49 metres, gives it his best. It's bending back, and it hits the woodwork once more. So just a few of those little things have worked against Geelong tonight. They've hit the post a few times, fluffed a few other chances, and you see they're 9-13-67, trailing Essendon 14-5-89. It's quite the story developing here at the Docklands.
Essendon have had 11 individual goal kickers. Fletcher kicks to himself, long ball to the dock side. Ottens on the second grab takes a terrific mark. Bring it back to whence it came. Attacking side of the wing. Pokes inside 50. Not a good option. Steve Johnson camped underneath it. Ball hung up way too long and floating in as Hibbert does well. Delivers now to Ryder. Ryder marks just behind the wing on the dock side. Real plus for them tonight, as mentioned earlier. Chips now to Melksham. Handballs over the top. They're away again. Zaharakis kicks those straight into the bigger body of Enright. Close to the boundary. Handballs to Motlop. To Ottens, has a fumble, got tackled by Hocking. Well done, Hocking, and he gets the free kick. The fumble by Ottens cost him then, and Hocking attacking side of the wing on the dock side. Free kick for the Dons. They lead by 23.
Hocking dares to go into the congestion once more, and it works to Hallett. And then he's got a player on. It's a good kick, and it's been well marked by Kyle Hardingham. Just a bit beyond him, although he's absolute best. He doesn't want to go for it. He kicks in short. Now the ball's in dispute. Davey charges at it, beats a couple, then can't control the footy. The Cats defenders arrive. They force it in, then it comes out. Monfrey's lurking. He dives in on it. Was he caught high? Umpire lets it go, and there'll be a bounce or another one, and Monfrey's gets pinged. I suppose once you dive on it, they say you've just got to release straight away, and you didn't do it. But sometimes you simply can't.
So free kick to Hunt, just outside the defensive goal square, in short to Enright. With what to kick to, Essendon and manned up well, decides to pop a pass to the outer side. Stokes. He's at half back on the City side. Kick no good. Sits up. Brown was trying to mark it, but Pears read it beautifully, and he's beaten him tonight. Doing well, Pears, as he slides inside now to Heppel, one of the stars, on the edge of the centre square. Switches to the dock side to the runner Collier. Came on for Welsh as the sub in the second quarter. In fact, it's Hibbert, and his turnover is terrible then. He cutes the kick straight onto the chest of Enright for the Cats.
Enright's a half-back. He's got Duncan all on his own. Little unsure, and then he goes straight down the ground, sees Mackie. It's a lovely kick. He marks it forward to the centre. He's got a player on further afield who marks inside 50. It's little Stokes.
Will he go the trip, Aussie? What is he? We got to kick it 47.
Yep. He'll kick this.
It's not a long one. He's fairly accurate.
Yeah, but Essendon urging one of their big fellas to get back, and Hill is taking his time, but he will finally make it. So Stokes is looking for options. He's glancing left and right, and no, he's going for the pass, and it's to Chapman. He summed that up very well. I mean, it couldn't be in better hands than Paul Chapman, who's marked it inside 50, and he can bomb them long from anything from about 60s, we know.
Yeah, no, it was brave kick, but Geelong have made a habit of pulling those kicks off for years now.
Paul Chapman, who's kicked one so far tonight. Got a real appetite for the clutch kick, Paul Chapman, and he just makes that look oh so easy. What a star he is. So they get one back, and it's now under 3 goals for Geelong. It's a 16-point game. Essendon 14-5-89, Geelong 10-13-73, still in with a chance.
Adelaide 5-4-34 leading Sydney, 17 minutes gone in the third quarter. The Swans still goalless in that third term, 4-7-31. And the Reds have nearly scored as much as Adelaide and Sydney combined in going into a grand final of the Super 15 rugby. Queensland Reds 30 over the Auckland Blues 13. And the Panthers have beaten the Bulldogs in the NRL. Penrith 20, Canterbury 6.
Chapman and Monfrey's, they're kicking for goals, just smooth, elite.
16 goals this year, Chapman. Lovely tap by Vardy, but straight to Hocking, who overruns it, allowing Bartel through. Kicks Geelong to half forward. Chapman out in front again. Sticky fingers, used his body, arched his back. Outplayed Hardingham. Kicks long towards the goal square. Ottens is there. Stokes, takes the mark. Stokes used the body, just cleared him, and Ottens dived, taking a slips catch in the forward pocket at the Fletcher end on a slight angle.
Just a little bit of a gut feel that some of the Essendon turnovers in this quarter just might hurt them. They've had opportunities, free footy around the middle of the ground, and they've just been some really basic turnovers. We can't write Geelong off there. They've kicked the last. Ottens will kick this. That'll put them within 9 points. They just need to use the footy better, the Bombers.
Brad Ottens close in, and he has split the middle. 10-point lead now to Essendon. 11-13, 79 Geelong. The Bombers 14-5-89. It's 24 scoring shots to 19. And Geelong have been inside tonight. It's 47-37. So they've certainly been inside 50 on more occasions.
But if Hocking doesn't overrun the footy at the other end, they're probably kicking a goal, aren't they?
Yep. And that's sort of one of those turnovers, and that wasn't a turnover as such. It was a free ball that he was running onto. There's been a lot of the 50-50s that are Essendon, a chance to get, a chance not to. They just haven't quite got it, which having said that, it's one of those days where luck hasn't gone their way. They're still 9 points up against an undefeated side. They've had a very, very good night, the Bombers. They deserve the 4 points. They need to hold on, but stick to their guns.
Hill in ruck, but slaps it straight to Ling, who sends Geelong forward once more. Now a foot race is on, and Fletcher's in that race, and he wins the race against Mitch Brown, who's probably half his age.
Was that deliberate?
How's young Brown going? He's 19 years old, and a 36-year-old runs past him like he's standing still. That must be tough.
He's not the first, though. Hill in ruck, opposed to Vardy. Stokes, was he caught high? Be a bounce with Geelong threatening once more. Christensen picks himself up from the bottom of the pack.
He looked to be in trouble, dare I say it, a few weeks ago, Fletcher, but his last 2 or 3 weeks have been pretty good again. As Hill taps it down. Kelly takes it. Gee, he's held up in a tackle for a fair while. Going nowhere from the congestion.
Dustin Fletcher played in the premiership the year that Brown turned 3.
It's amazing, isn't it? Ryder leans in, whacks it down, row by Duncan, and he kicks off the side of the boot. It'll be an Essendon ball at half back. It's been taken by Melksham. Good crowd, isn't it? It's been an excellent crowd tonight.
Yep, near 45, I think.
Yeah, I reckon. Too many empty seats.
Tonight?
No, less. Third deck's pretty full, which is often a true indication of a good crowd. As kicks to the wing, Melksham. From behind, Menzel playing in defence in the second half, destroys it out of bounds.
I'll let you know a little secret, Oz. Just on that scoreboard over there, every now and then there's a bit of a tally thrown up.
What was it at?
Oh, it was about 44 last time I looked at it.
You had a ripper tonight, Oz.
Boundary throw in. Vardy and Ryder. Ryder reaches over the top, but Stokes read it really well. Bends the kick around to centre half forward. Fletcher throws out the left foot, and then it didn't work. But see, can they defend here? Vic McVeigh has an airy. Oh, and he passes over the top. Hurley's got to be quick. He was just. He gets it to Stanton, who spots Hill all on his own on the wing, and again Essendon can hurt them on the rebound. He kicks to half forward. It's a good one, but Melksham drops what he should have taken. He's getting tired. Then he goes back to tackle Christensen, who wasn't released at all. Be a bounce on the half-forward line for Essendon.
Can you just agree with me tonight, Rob, so I don't have to get angry again?
Oh, we don't want an angry Aussie.
Umpire Kennedy bounces just inside the line on the dockside. Essendon by 10 points, just hanging on here at the moment. Ling and Heppel wrestle for it. They can't control it. It spills out of bounds. Poaching the wing. Still Adelaide by 3 points at Footy Park. Neither team scored for about 2 hours there. 5-4, 34 to 4-7, 31. Back into play. Otten's in front. Drops a bit short. Palms it down. Collected by Howlett. Runs away from the Stokes tackle. Kicks into the middle. It's not a good one for Zaharakis. Enright beats him and then fended off a couple of other tackles. Hooks around the body to Stokes, who tapped it brilliantly to Chapman. Chapman kicks inside 50, but no one home except for the old man River. The great Dustin Fletcher. His kick's not great. Stokes gets a hand on it, makes it a Geelong ball. If Chapman can run onto it on the wing, he can't. Good contest, Howlett, but Rajinski picks it up, kicks long to full forward, fisted down, pairs an opportunity, tackled, gets out of the tackle, handballs to Hurley, who made the fist originally for the Dons, kicks to the dockside, and a good mark running with the flight, Melksham, as the Dons hang on to a 10-point lead.
He's given it away. He went cross ground to Bartel. Bartel to Stevie J. He just flat out threw it then. Essendon might get out of this. They do. Oh, but it's starting to come unstuck with their skills. Prismal had enough time though. Gets it to Pears. Pears kicks towards the middle. This is game stuff once more. And Cramery takes a wonderful mark. He gets to Mackie. He's Hill. He marks. He's 30 out. He's straight in front. Oh, dicing, rolling the dice are Essendon, but Cramery again a big mark in the middle after a interesting kick where the contest was on. Turno would have been deadly there, but Hill got to go back, the number one ruckman, and kick a goal, which he does. Oh, that's a big moment for the Essendon Footy Club in 2011. Hill has given them a 3-goal buffer once more. 15-5-95. Geelong 11-13-79.
Huge goal from the Bombers, and again, it's just this courage that they've got to run and use each other, put the footy in the middle of the ground. We sit here and there's massive turnovers from the Bombers that are giving Geelong scoring opportunities, but they're coming from the style of play that they've implemented tonight to put them in front. They've got to stick to it. It's dangerous. There are turnovers in the middle that we just sit here and can't believe they're continuing with this game plan, and then they do it again and they get an easy uncontested mark inside 50, because when it works they're slicing Geelong open and they just cannot compete with it at the moment, the Cats.
12 goal kickers for the Bombers. Have had 105 more possessions for the Cats, but went inside 50 a lot less. We've obviously had a lot of handballs, a lot of possessions in the middle of the ground. As Geelong will get a free kick, the ball's knocked away in the centre bounce and Bartel was cannoning too. Free kick in the middle. Kicks the Cats inside 50, going straight up the corridor. And Podsiadly in between two opponents takes an excellent mark.
Just when you look like Essendon have got them, Geelong take a contested mark inside 50. Bartel again weighted the ball beautifully. And just back on that last play, it was Davies' tackle on Steve Johnston across half back. Was why Hill ended up with the ball in his hands. Super mark by Cremeri through the middle. But Davies' courage has certainly been a great addition to Essendon tonight. Davey, Podsy line up from 40.
James Podsiadly, 40 out, needs to kick this. I don't think he has. He hasn't. He's drifted it left. Vital miss. 11-14-80 Geelong. Essendon 15-5-95. The margin 15 points. We played how long have we played? We played 17 minutes in the final quarter. Scores level at Footy Park, almost three-quarter time.
3 behinds tonight for Podsiadly and no goals. Kick long towards Hill. It's with Josh Hunt. Can he keep it in? It's not his best kick, and he's just crept it in for 1 behind. He really had to square that or have a go for goal, and in the end he didn't do it either. So another score to the Cats. It's a 14-point lead to Essendon.
Slides into the back pocket. Fletcher to Hurley, who's done well in defence tonight. The 3 tools have stood up
Has
well.
To go long down the line.
Fletcher, Hurley in pairs, and Hurley does go down the line. Free kick to the Cats. In front, Kelly got one high after he spilt the mark. In short, not a good kick, looking for Ling. Ryder was awake to it, takes the mark. And he feeds McVeigh, who's running around the city side, kicks to Hocking. I reckon he'll get one here. It'll be against Enright. Enright all over him like a rash. Play on. Bombers kick inside 50 and Monfree's marks.
They didn't pay that advantage.
No.
Now that's the advantage. They have to pay the advantage because Cremeri took it.
Yeah, he did. Cremeri got it on the burst, running around the city side. So, Essendon disadvantage. Hocking feeds a hand pass wide to McVeigh. Kicks into the pocket. Mark drop. Collier though grabs it, got tackled, lost control of it close to the line. Cats looking to keep it alive. Hand pass no good. Jetta there lurking. Cremeri a hand pass. Collier into the square. Snatch goal! Great pressure by the Bombers. Gee, you don't see it of them, but the Cats defence panicking. And the Bombers, dare I say, could nearly be home. They're 20 points up. 16-5, 101 to 11-15-81 at the 19-minute mark. 2 to young Travis Collier.
They've just been better tonight, the Bombers, in just about every aspect of our game. Their pressure on Geelong has been extreme from the very first bounce. Maybe about the 8-minute mark of the first quarter, Geelong got off to a bit of a start. Their pressure on Geelong has been outstanding. Their ability to run, their courage to run and take on the Geelong side has been outstanding. And they've just stick to a gun. It's been a very, very clear game plan to go through the corridor when they can, link up, use the handball, outrun Geelong. Very clear game plan. They've stuck to it.
10 minutes left and they lead by over 20 points. Chapman slung off. It comes to Heppel, who's been great tonight. He bangs it forward and gains about 25. Collier's been outstanding. Here's Hocking. One more might be enough. Hand pass to Zaha Rakis, who's been in this spot before. At the other ground, though, and that one misses to the right-hand side.
Still having therapy on that, Rob, aren't you?
You're right. I was 43,806. There wasn't 45 here tonight.
No, it was definitely about 1,200 short.
Yeah.
Scarlett back into play, goes straight down the middle. They've got to get going now, the Cats. Right, a massive fest. Brings it back inside, attacking 50. Monfries hesitates a bit. grabs it, right foot, snap, no one home, but it bounces into the base of the post. That would have definitely been it for mine. 16-7, 103 to 11-15, 81.
Long kick out towards Bartel and Jeddah. It'll be a free kick to Bartel, and Jeddah is going to have a cork thigh out of it as well, you suspect. Backing back into Bartel, he denied him space. Short pass is good to Josh Hunt. Hunt's kick's good to Ottens. He'll want to feed this off, but there's no one there running for him. So launches long to the goals, or not the goal square, but the forward line. Podsy Yardley, Chapman lurking, does well to get it to Stokes. Snap around the corner from Stokes, they're still alive. They do not need much of a chance, the Cats. And if anyone can come back from this predicament, it's them this year. Goal to Stokes, Geelong's 12th, 12-15-87. Essendon 16-7, 103.
Can't shake them. Just can't shake them. Can't put them away, the Bombers. And they had an opportunity. Monfries hits the post up one end, and they just go coast to coast, just moving the footy very quickly inside their forward 50 there Geelong. It's 16 points, 22-minute mark. There's still enough time for Geelong to kick three. Essendon keep their pressure up and continue to run. They'll do enough.
It's got to this point, most of the night, and Geelong haven't been able to take the next opportunity. So Essendon, next goal, I think, will win it. They just have to steady and get one.
They've had 10 individual goal scorers, Geelong, and Essendon 12. As Kelly will take it out of the middle, but gets the kick smothered. That could be crucial. Essendon still a chance. McVeigh tried to paddle to his own advantage while being stalked. Duncan overruns it on the outer wing for the Cats. Going in hard, Howlett. No, been shoved in the back. He was. Important free kick for Essendon. Three-quarter time at Footy Park. They've got a thriller there, a low-scoring one. Adelaide 5-5-35. Swans goalless in the third term, 4-10-34. Going backwards, Howlett to Hibbert, who continues to impress in his brief AFL career. Further concession to Prismal, who chips over the top to Hurley as they switch to the dockside. Now to Fletcher outside defensive 50. Takes the mark. Lead for Essendon, 16 points. We've ticked to 23 minutes in the final quarter. Fletcher will take his time, kicks down the line on the dockside. Scarlett's on his own, it clears him, allowing Melksham through. Quick give to Monfries. It's an open forward line as Cremery marks. He can put it beyond doubt. Open goal for Cremery. He kicks it. That should finally be it. Essendon by 22 points, 17-7, 109. Geelong 12-15-87.
Been an outstanding performance from the Bombers. They just haven't given up. A couple of things have gone their way. A couple of things haven't, though. They've been a little bit unlucky at times, but they've just... Who gets the credit, Nida? Because we spoke about Mark Thompson and Sanderson having... McCartney having an influence to try and break down the Geelong side. They've done it. They've outrun them. They've just continued to just take the game on, link handball, and have completely outrun them. Got out the back of the press and had some free men out there.
Oh, no.
What's happened here?
They've paid a free kick to Steve Johnson, 30 out from goal. He's milked one out of Hibbert.
Okay, well, he can go back and...
He's milked one.
Just like that fish on the footy show all those years ago. They just refused to die, the Cats. Stevie J, 30 out straight in front, goes back and kicks the goal, and no time was eaten up in that play. So there's still hope for Geelong. Fabulous sort of footy club they've been and footy side for a while. So it's 93 to 109, and we're just approaching the 25-minute mark of the final quarter. There's still time for them to kick their 3 goals.
There was nothing, a bit of pushing and shoving. Interesting stat too, boys. Essendon very efficient. 24 times they've scored from 42 inside 50 entries. Pretty good.
Haven't seen the Geelong defence be carved up like that before, Dan. And not only are they being beaten, they're not given the run and drive out of the back half that they normally do.
Haven't been as cool either. I was in all composed. They've panicked a bit when the ball's gone in.
One strength for the Cats. They've won 4 games by under 7 points.
They've got belief. Right of the tap. Missed by Stokes. Spinning by. Can Geelong win this? Duncan does. Slips a hand pass to the running Stokes on the outer side. Inside 50. Can't mark it. Chapman recovers. Handball. Podsy Hadley. They bar through Johnson in the goal square. He's kicked a goal. He was actually sitting
You're kidding me.
on the ground. He has
You
rolled it
are
home
kidding
and
me,
beaten.
Steve Johnson.
Party trick.
He's rolled off a tackle, landed
Oh.
on his backside, and kicked the ball aimlessly. It's rolled through legs. Hibbert was sprawling on the line. He's kicked 2 in 15 seconds, Steve Johnson. Hibbert might pay a price for that illegitimate free kick. Have to win a centre clearance, Essendon, right now.
10 points the lead. Essendon 17-7, 109. The Cats 14-15, 99.
They couldn't, could they?
You wouldn't have thought so.
And the answer is, of course, they could.
Yeah, and there's still time. It is the 26-minute mark, but there is still enough time. They need one more seal for the Bombers.
So it's Ryder and Ottens. Essendon desperately need that clearance that Matthew spoke of. Ottens with the tap. Essendon with the numbers at the footy. They get their clearance. Milksham bangs it forward. Mackie, though, grabs the footy. Hacks it out of there. Just bangs it to half forward. And Stevie J. He's come alive. Grabs the footy. Turns them inside out. Gets them to Enright. Enright, can they get a mark? Almost. Brown was there. Couldn't hang on. Spills down to McVeigh of Essendon. Short kick from McVeigh. Oh, it'll do. Gets it to Hibbert. And Hibbert forces it over the line. 27 minutes gone of the final quarter. Essendon leading by 10 points. What a night it will be for the footy club.
They're one short in the forward line. Brown's coming off injured for Geelong. Looks like an arm or a shoulder.
Otten's out bodies Ryder. It's hacked forward by Stokes. And he's got a player all on his own. It's Jimmy Bartell. Beautifully tackled by Pears. Turnover. Essendon ball. Jeddah had nothing to kick to. Wants the boundary line. Gets the boundary line. James Kelly was the only one there. That was a wonderful educated kick from Leroy Jeddah.
How long to go? 3 minutes?
Tops.
10 points, the Essendon lead. These are nervous times for a Bombers fans until they kick a goal. Otten's in ruck, slaps it to Enright, who's got Ling. Ling's given it away, intercepted by Pears, Wrights two, then another, gets it to Howlett. He's been terrific, and he can hand pass and set them up. Reese releases Stanton, Stanton to Collier, they're running and gunning once more. Jeddah throws it to Davey, back to Collier, they've split them open, he fumbles, now he's inside 50, another hand pass, here's Stanton, he's got a player on, he doesn't hit him. Oh no, comes to Taylor, Taylor's releasing, kick is a beauty, Stokes has got it, and Bartell forward of the centre, marks, he runs and closes and picks out Duncan, who marks 35 out.
Deary me, it was Cremeri was 2 centimetres away from marking that ball on the top of the goal square, and Taylor counter-attack to Bartell on the dead wing. Huge shot. Geelong have not taken these shots all night.
35 out straight in front. Duncan kicks the goal. It's within a goal now. The Cats could pull off another miracle victory. Unbelievable stuff. They trail by 4 points.
We've said this all night, Matthew, but it's been painful to watch sometimes, hasn't it? They've stuck to this plan of just overusing the footy, and again, it happened right in front of us on the broadcast side of the ground. The wing, half-forward flank and inside 50, overusing it. They had 2 or 3 different players that could have had a shot on goal. They just continually gave the handball to a runner. It's been the strength and their weakness tonight, the Bombers. It's been the reason that they've been able to be in front for most of the night. It's been the reason that Geelong have been able to get back in the game. They've been brave, the Bombers. The Cats are coming. They're the champs. What a great finish to this game.
How long, Oz?
Oh, it'll be about 90 seconds.
90.
Ryder over the top of Ottens. Ling got it. He just banged it forward, but it's an Essendon ball. Taken by Hibbert, gets it to Prismal. Prismal out wide. 1-on-1. Oh, Collier stood firm. He's got it now. Running away. Loses control. Comes to Taylor to Chapman. Back to Kelly. Bumped off the kick, and it goes straight to Stanton. He takes the mark and settles things down. Past 30 minutes. Essendon by 4 points, and they're going to milk the clock. He goes back to Heppel. Heppel, he wants...
Got to go down the line, kid.
Yeah, don't worry about the fancy stuff now. Go down the line, which he does. Wanting a contest or a hill mark. He gets neither. Wojcinski fumbles. Essendon can reload. Leroy Jetta, hand pass over the top. It's knocked towards Crameri, close to the line. He brings it back inboard. What's he doing there? He gets it again. Loops it to Davey. Davey in the forward pocket beats one. Then another. He get it back. They're going to score a goal. Monfries milks it. That's it. Milkson kicks the goal. And finally, Essendon is home against the Cats. What about this? 10 points the lead at the 31-minute mark. They dared again, and they got the result.
How painful is it to watch, though, when you just, even Crameri there, they're up. They don't need the footy in play, but that's just what they've done all night. They've just kept it alive. They're always thinking about scoring. They're not worried about the consequences of making a blue, because they've made plenty tonight, but their game style has just taken the Cats on and done well. Enjoyed that goal too, Melksham, was it? He enjoyed that. He knew that was a steal. There must be less than a minute to go.
Past 31 minutes and 30 seconds. It's been an enthralling night at the Docklands. Is there another twist or two left? Geelong have shown they can kick goals, 2 goals in 25 or 30 seconds. And Hibbard leaves Stevie Johnson alone back there. Don't touch it. There's the bounce. Comes from Ryder to Howlett, who's been great tonight. Bangs away to half forward. Crameri in the contest, as was Davey. Couldn't beat 2 of them. Geelong in numbers have it back. Comes now to Wojcinski. He's still got some dash in the legs. He goes up the guts, wanting a mark. Not getting a mark. Pears outmarks Jimmy Bartell, and that's not easy to do. Gamely goes laterally once more, and his kick finds Angus Monfries. 32 minutes gone. They lead by 10 points, Essendon. This is going to be one of the upsets of the year. Kicks to the wing, to Crameri and Hunt. You'd back Crameri in that situation, and he wins it. Gets it to McVeigh, who's got a player all on his own in the pocket. Heads for the line. Scarlett, brilliant. Keeps it in. Taps it back to Enright. Back to Kelly. Monstered. He somehow gets it to Enright. To Chapman. Now to Motlop. And they go up the centre again. Short kick to Ottens. But surely time's against them now. 33 minutes gone. Pontiadley drops the mark. Comes to Hurley. Gets it to Stanton. Can't beat them. Turn them inside out. Comes to J-Pot again. Whips it over the top to Duncan. Duncan's got a player leading for him. He finds him. Geelong mark inside 50. Guess who? It's Stevie Johnson. 50 out. Really difficult kick. Tailor-made for the great player. He launches long. It's across the face. It's a goal. Stevie Johnson has kicked a brilliant goal. It's back under a goal once more. Unbelievable.
Must be 10 seconds or less, Aussie.
33 minutes and 40 seconds this quarter's gone. It would feel like a week for Essendon supporters. Hold on. It's given that to Essendon on the scoreboard. Yeah, they have.
Yeah, they have. So the scoreboard better fix that.
Very quickly. Yes, they've fixed it. So it's a four-point game. Essendon's way. Massive centre bounce. Essendon numbers behind the footy.
20 seconds.
20 seconds
20
left.
seconds.
Wow. So I'm not sure what the delay is for a commercial break for the TV.
Oh, get on with it.
Get on with it indeed. They've got 20 seconds to manufacture an unbelievable victory. Can Essendon hang on? Ottens wrenches it forward. Ling has an airy. He's socket off the ground. They've done it! Essendon has won for the first time in 6 weeks, and Geelong's unbeaten streak ends with a famous Essendon victory at the Docklands. Essendon 18-7, 115. Brilliant game. They've knocked over the Cats for the first time this year. 16-15, 111. What a game of footy that was. for Essendon. Angus Monfrey's kicked 3, 2 each to Welsh, also Collier and Cramery, and then singles to Howlett, Reimers, Ryder, Davey, Heppel, Hill, Zaharakis and Jeddah, while for the Cats, Johnson kicked 3 all in the final quarter, 2 to Chappie, and then a long list of singles. Mitch Duncan kicked 2 as well. Bomber fans, you'll love this. What a victory for James Hurd, Mark Thompson and all the other guns in that coaching crew. They really set up structurally beautifully tonight. They came with this game plan. They put confidence in the players to trust that game plan, and it's done the trick. And for Geelong, well, they're never beaten. They are simply never beaten. They looked dead a number of times last night, and in the end, they've only gone down by 4 points. Thrilling night at the footy. We've got Matthew Knights and Aussie Jones to tell us all about it.
Oh, it was just a staggering match in so many ways, so many ebbs and flows, and both teams got 3 or 4 goal run on numerous occasions during the night, and it seemed like once one team got hold of momentum, they were able to hold on to it for 6 or 7 minutes and impact the scoreboard. I think both teams had their times where they had opportunities to break the game open, but they didn't. And Essendon always had that 2, 3, 4 goal margin, and they were able to maintain that all night. And whenever Geelong got to a goal or under a goal, it was Essendon that answered with a couple of goals on the back of some good centre clearances with Howlett and Zaha